Good morning, everyone. Hopefully you guys are having or had a fantastic evening and a fantastic night's rest. I'm just trying to get some stuff sorted and situated. It's having a weird thing. Discord was running real bad. I don't know what the problem there is. But Discord's not running well at all. Isn't it funny how we get more and more upgrades for everything and then they start running worse? Remember, if it ain't broke, fix it until it is. Quentin Tarantino had a weird take about Joker 2. That was interesting. Alright. No, I'm not using Discord app. I'm using the actual, full program. It's very strange. Anyways. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing good this morning. It's not much. I'm actually... It's funny. I was playing something on the side, and now I'm stuck in the middle of it. Because I can't leave it. During the stream, it was like, oh, so fucking stupid of me. It was so stupid. Let me just turn the sound down even more. I'm at the 5% volume. There we go, 0% volume. Fucking dumb. 13, 14, 15, 16. Fantastic. That's okay, because I have our little hangout stream we're going to go to. Whoop. We're going to be in the cave, or at least the stone wall. This one. There we go. Yeah. A lot more. And it's not working. There we go. Ooh. Perfect. So we can just sit here and kind of talk and chat. Now you guys should show up here on the side. So that should be fine. Alright. Yeah, welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome. We are just going to figure we just hang out today, chitty chat, have conversations, have anything we want to talk about. Probably do some, might watch a video. There's one I'm interested in. There's a Carl Yops video I want to watch. Hadn't seen it yet. It's new. It's the Civilization cheater. And that just immediately makes me go like, how the fuck do you cheat in Civilization, right? Got my finest wife beater on, yeah. I mean, I can always do the opposite one, right? I can always do... Whoop. Yeah. But I don't know if that's acceptable. So yeah. Oh my goodness sakes. It has been it's been weird. When VTubers have better humanoid dragon models than a billion-dollar corporation. I'm looking at you, Blizzard. Yeah, basically. And it's been weird. Don't know the stream was up until I saw a preview on the homepage. Weird. Again, I make sure I send them to the Discords as well, so everybody knows. Again, so the plan for the model, by the way, is I'm going to readjust using the bones and everything like that. Readjust the wings so they're in closer. They look okay, but I think they'd look a lot nicer if they were in tighter. Plus, then it wouldn't be as much of a hassle for a bunch of stuff. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know, and I don't know why they're trigger happy with VTubers. And, you know, they're fine with literal e-thoughts doing hot tub streams, right? But if it's an animated model, suddenly, like, even any amount of risque stuff, it doesn't even matter if it is actually risque or not, but any amount of it suddenly is verboten. It's very, very strange. Very strange indeed. I just do not understand how that is. Guess they gotta show their preference? Probably. Oh my goodness. Again, we've already got all these people that want to show their preference that are getting absolutely fucking zoned in the courts. What's the actual height? It's 7'3". That is when I am bipedal. That is 7'3". Good morning, Black. What? Oh. Well, now I feel silly because I stayed in this thing. It's a StarCraft 2 custom map. I stayed in it because I thought I couldn't leave it. And I was trying to get this one last thing so I could unlock the next tier of units. And it's like, no, you don't get them. I'm like, what? Isn't that what this says? Have enough veterancy? What is veterancy? Does it mean here? Oh, shit. You'll need to hit the activate button. Fuck. Okay. I didn't read this. It's unfortunate. It is what it is. Terminal montage. Base design of Setch had best be underway. What? 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 You purchase an upgrade with minerals this game. Fuck me. Purchase an upgrade with minerals this game. Fuck me. Ah, ha, ha. I'm so much blacker than the 2D stuff. What? Hey, Grindus, welcome, welcome. Do you know Library of Runa? No, I don't. Is that a game? Is that a person? I don't know who that is. Better have commentary for the video you're going to be watching? Yeah. Well, I mean, again, I always find it interesting. I always find stuff like that for, especially Carl Yops' investigations into things, very fascinating. I am shocked, by the way, because I just decided to look into it. I am shocked that Queen Pwn's is still around. Now that she's been absolutely fucking zoned and proven to be a lying, cheating piece of shit, I thought, like, she would just disappear into the fucking void or try to rebrand or something, right? "2D illustrations of your character were always kind of bluish." No, what? No, they weren't. These are literally the same colors I've always used. They're literally the same colors. Like, what? How can it be more bluish? Such isn't your average Twitch streamer. Yeah, I don't just sit there and just watch the thing. We're going to talk about it and comment about it. And we are going to let him do his ad read. I don't know. I feel weird about, like, reactors that do that. They're like, "Oh, I'm going to skip his ad read, but you get your money, player." It's like, what? No, just Play his ad read. You owe him that much. At bare minimum, let them do their ad read. Jesus. Oh. Yeah, now I'm like, now I'm trying to figure out what the fuck to do here. Why is everything great? Oh, this is a hangout thing. Like I said, this was just the stream so we could just hang out and chat. Figured I was going to do that or a library. There's a nice looking library one I have. But I kind of want to change some of the stuff on it. Oh my goodness. The word is bond from what I heard. Oh god. Alright, well. Oh? Wait. Okay. That's silly. Alright. But it is what it is. Okay. Alright, I do not understand this game. I clearly don't understand this game. Alright, I'm gonna bounce out of it. Okay. I clearly do not understand. Alright. That's fine. I'll get back to this later. Any good horror movie I saw? Oh, well. I'm not really a big horror movie watcher. Again, Tucker and Dale vs. Evil is a classic for a good reason. Bandman's coverage of BioWare's latest fuck-ups. It's uncanny how many articles she found following the exact same script. Oh, yeah. No, it was clearly pre-planned. Right? Again, the new Dragon Age game isn't about being a game. It's about an ideological battlefield and pushing the pedo agenda. Unironically. Yeah, Freddy vs. Jason is a comedic masterpiece. I'll agree with that. That's pretty, that's a pretty good take, honestly. Pretty accurate. Oh, okay. I'm not putting my drink there anymore. Good God. That was loud. Tasty. I do love these ice drinks. They are very tasty. I don't like the Saw franchise, like, at all. I did in the first movie. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the Saw franchise either. I wouldn't say I don't hate them or anything. I just, like, they're kind of there. And as stupid as the one twist was, I kind of like that he had a twist where he was testing his assistant instead. And then it goes back and plays through, oh, but when he said, I want to play a game with you, he wasn't looking at the police officers. He was looking at her. It's like, okay, you know, it's an interesting twist. I don't think the rest of the movie holds up to that twist, but, you know, it was interesting at least. Oh, itchy scratchy. What else can you expect from the people who made the line, my face is tired from all this? Yeah. 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 Called Foot the Bill. Oh, excuse me. Alright, I'm going to bring this over. This over. Yep. Oh, yeah, this has been in the works for a while. I finally just did the work myself because I was tired of waiting. I don't like it because it allows for more interactivity. Actually having, you know, the capability of seeing what I'm doing while still keeping my anonymity. Well, kind of. So much of the story in those films are total nonsense that a lot of the movies just kind of dwell into torture porn, if I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. Again, that's what it feels like. It feels like Gorn, right? Gorn is gore porn. This is what it feels like. The Saw movies are just so I'd say overrated would be a very very charitable way to look at it. My face is also tired from all the fuckery going on at BioWare. Yeah. Which is worse, Unknown 9 Awakening or the new Dragon Age game? Probably the new Dragon Age game because it's more, like, blatantly flaunting the pedo ideology stuff, right? Like, it even has full-on dialogues for, like, I'm non-binary, so instead of calling me she, I will now go by they, them. Which, again, that's pure pedo ideology stuff. And the same thing with, like, the troon, the tranny shit. That's all over in that game. Like, unironic tranny shit, too. It's pretty fucking disgusting. Like, it's genuinely really fucking bad. Best thing out of the Saw franchise, the main theme, a good number of the quality memes use it. Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree. Twitch being special, let's see. Grease Brownie Pagan is a kobold, such as a furry. How did you get all of those wrong? Like in one fell swoop. How did you get all those wrong? And yeah, I guess Twitch is being special. Let's pull it up. Yeah, and I'd say because of all that shit and Dragon Age being a game in a franchise that's, you know, totally bastardizing the franchise, that would already makes it way worse than a new, brand new IP that we all knew was going to fail from the beginning anyways, right? Anyways, let's go look at let's go look at the video, the Carl Yops video. Okay, so as this, I gotta pull this up as well. The scars thing in Veilguard just screams fetish to me. Yeah, it really does. Alright. So this was posted. Oh, this is only 20 hours. I thought this was... No, I don't really want to do that. Shit, it's only posted 20 hours ago. I'd much rather have their video be up for like a few days or like a week. I didn't realize this was only posted 20 hours ago. Shit. Shit. No, I don't want to do that. I don't do that because that just feels... That feels dirty, right? I'd much rather have it go for an extended period of time and then do it. And I've already seen all the rest of his videos. Fuck. Well, alright, that plan's out the window. Okay. Well then, okay. If we can't do that, let's do, let's test out one of the games I wanted to test out, right? $10 from Itico the Tricky, thank you very much. As you appear to be chromatic, I have to ask if you've heard the good word of our Lord and Savior Bahamut, God of Metallic Dragons. Alright, in my settings, well, in my reality, the chromatic versus metallic thing doesn't exist, right? Metallic versus chromatic doesn't exist in Sakara, doesn't exist in Avalor, doesn't exist in Veridin, none of that stuff. So it's because I don't know. I find it interesting lore wise, but I don't like it in concept wise and execution. Like, because what ends up happening a lot of times in these situations is you'll have a tabletop setting or a group where, oh, what color are the scales of the dragon? Then they'll immediately know, like, oh, can't trust them, or we can't trust them implicitly. There's no room for like deceptions and things like that. It's kind of why I liked Pathfinder more, where all of the dragons are metallic in hue, but through corruption they gain chromatic properties instead, and they slowly turn chromatic, right? So it's like we're gold dragons and silver dragons, depending on what their corruption is, they'll turn into black dragons. I much prefer that. And hey, Bill. Yeah, Eberron is a bit different because they try to do the big the dragon moots, where dragonkind kind of all comes together, chromatic and metallic, and they're all trying to work together to do all kinds of weird stuff. A lot of them it's because they don't like what the lesser races are doing because the shenaniganry and shit, right? As long as you aren't a follower of his cringe bitch sister Tiamat. Or Tiamat, depending on how you want to say it. Yeah, Calbeck, you missed the reveal. Alright, so the Carly Ops video's out because, again, he's only had it up for 20 hours. And again, that feels pretty fucking scummy to me. I don't want to jump into it. I thought it had been out longer. Because his last video was 12 days ago. I would do the last video, but, again, I've already seen it, so it's not really like a real reaction or anything. Feel like you're gonna get flack for having lesser races as a concept? I don't give a shit. It's the fucking truth. And again, the best type of arrogance, or I should say the most insufferable type of arrogance, is arrogance that's correct. Right? So have you seen the Twitch streamer or terrorist quiz that Kirsch played? It looks like a fun thing to play live with the Stag Crew. Actually, that could be fun. A few people have played it. I think Smugalena also played it. And maybe Tenma? I think Tenma might have played it at some point. Like, did a terrorist say it, or did Twitch say it? Eventually became one of the 7 canaries. Nice. Average Twitch streamer reaction to that. What am I supposed to do? Die? Yeah, unfortunately. Alright, let's see. No, I've seen that video as well. Okay, yeah, no, we're just gonna, because again, I've seen all the other Carly Ops videos. Yeah, Tenma is fantastic. Tenma is genuinely fantastic. Okay, so again, since that's out of the question, we shall do. We're gonna do Sketchy's contract. They have a. I saw they have a jump scare house, or I think jump scare house. They have like a little haunted house thing you can go through, an attraction. So I said, fuck it, let's do that. This is another game I wanted to, wait, why did it stay at that size? I didn't realize it was going to stay at that size. Jesus. Alright, well. I might have to do like a special Spout 2 capture then between them. I didn't realize that I only wanted that size for the hangout thing. I didn't want that size for all of my stuff. Okay. See, I haven't done anything here yet. This is basically, it's a Lethal Company style game.
Your contract is due. You may review the details in this tablet to get started.
But it has more mechanics to it. There's more like systems and things to it. One of the things is all flashlights are built in. But another aspect of this is that there's actually level ups and systems and things like to sculpt your scavenger to be more what you want them to be. So you can turn your scavenger to like a melee tank if you want. So you can turn them into a melee tank. You can go fucking crazy. But the other thing too is when you like do contracts, you'll get coins for the claw machines, for the gotcha rolls. But yeah, this is a. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, Sir Reginald. This is a solo developer game as well. Another aspect of it too is that there's stuff like being able to revive each other if you find special systems and mechanics. More tailored for single player and with some RPG mechanics. No, it's not tailored for single player. It actually has up to 8 players. It's designed for up to 8 player playthroughs. But this I saw the other day. Sketchy's Haunted House. There's 3 hidden plush. Can you find them? There will be no running, jumping, weapons, flashlights, night vision. You may scream, faint, panic, cry, attempt to go alone, regret this decision, and hate me for creating what you are about to experience. So yeah. Yeah, it has up to 8 players. And a lot more of the stuff is, there's more mechanical depth to it. Like there are actually chest mimics and shit like that. There are doppelgangers that walk around that you need to kill. There's the most famous one is the doll. So there's a doll you can pick up. It looks like a really fucked up little girl. You pick it up, and it has a random chance. While you're holding it, there's like a ticking timer that's going off. And if you hold it for too long, the doll looks at you, it comes to life with a knife and tries to kill you. Like fucking Chucky doll. So you have to kind of like hot potato move it to the ship. Because it's worth a lot of money. Alright. So see, we have our flashlight. What was it to turn into night vision mode? Oh, Z. Okay, yeah. Alright. Well, again, there's nothing here. We're going to see what happens. Well, Wolfie's got it. So me and Wolfie are going to play it at some point. I don't know if Cree or Pagan will be interested. I'm genuinely interested. But yeah, we're going to go through the haunted house. I haven't seen this yet. So, there's 3 hidden plushes. Alright. Okay. Thanks for that. I don't know if I'll be able to see anything. Oh. Whoa! Hello, Ringu. That's the doll right there, by the way. That's the murder doll. Ooh. Yeah, that's pretty fucking creepy. Not gonna lie. Oh, she does actually jump at you. Nice. Oh, okay. Oh. Oh, that's pretty cheesy so far. I'm looking for the plushes, though. there's 3 hidden plushes, but I can't use my flashlight to, like, look in the dark corners or anything. So I'm like, how am I supposed to find the plushies? I want them on my ship. How we find plush? This is called Sketchy's Contract, Duncan. Oh. Rude. Also, my plush. Oh, it's so corny. It's so corny right now. And the quest for Cuddles. And again, this isn't what the actual game is. This is just a special haunted house because it's Halloween, right? So the developer went out of their way to make a haunted house. Oh. Oh. Oh no. The bar. $5 to Medico the Tricky. These are all just jump scares to get dumb chick streamers to scream and flip out. Nothing really impressive yet. Again, this isn't the actual game. This is just a Halloween thing that he added to the game. I'll show the actual game here when we're out of the haunted house. I just wanted to come in here for the first time on stream because I didn't know anything would be going on, and I wanted to get the plushies. Hang on, I gotta make sure I put down that it goes at 15 now. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna get the OG Red Dead Redemption for $50. When it gets down to like $15, I'll get it. And this is kind of typical for a lot of haunted houses. I guess. I feel like one of these plushies should be interactable. Oh, look, the doll's looking. With the Ultraman series, not much. I watched the anime, but apparently a lot of people that are Ultraman fans didn't like the anime. And the Netflix movie was terrible. Genuinely terrible. Yeah, I'm looking for plushies. I want them for our ship. Spooky. Spooky, scary skeletons. Oh, plushie! Rude. Plushie! Yeah! Pumpkinhead plush. It was a speed run of every single Disney Hallmark movie trope ever, right? That's the Ultraman movie on Netflix was terrible. Like, it was, if you've ever seen a Hallmark movie, or you've ever seen a Disney movie like that, it is genuinely terrible. You should play Outlast, Setch. I've heard it's really good. No. It's very rude of you, sir. Oh, is it actually a corn maze? I thought it wasn't. I thought we were on a linear track here. Oh, we are. I just didn't go far enough. Alright, so there's one more plushie. Oh. Rude. Nice. I got the shadow fresh. Man, is Hallmark still even around? I don't think so. I mean, it might be. They were pretty low budget, you know, movies, right? Yeah, it was okay. Again, this wasn't the actual game, so it was okay though. Just a fun little distraction, I guess. Again, that was all for Halloween. Let's actually go to a contract, shall we? Oh, I can't see any of the stuff yet. Yeah, so these are like all the enemies that are in it, right? Oh, there are werewolves? Uh-oh. What kind of werewolf? It's gonna be one of those situations of, oh no, he's hot. Oh yeah, okay, so one of the other mechanics that this has over Lethal Company is when it's nighttime, you can choose to stay the night. You'll actually get a lot more loot and a lot better quality loot, but also things get a lot more difficult. There's a lot more enemies, a lot more scarier enemies at night. It bothers me that people in advertising seem to act like Thanksgiving doesn't exist. Well, we're not in November yet. We still got to go through Halloween. I can't wait for Thanksgiving though. November's gonna be fun. I don't know what we're gonna do for the birthday stream though. No idea. All right. Enter the pilot seat. If I remember right, these are kind of like the starter ones. Old Pirate Bay. Difficulty hard, difficulty normal. Easy. Let's go easy. We're by ourselves and this is the first time, right? No comment this time, just adding this to the bounty. Bounty, Indigo Prophecy. Nice. Alright, well, thank you very much, Invisible. I cannot wait to do Indigo Prophecy. That'll be a blast. Oh, don't remind me. Alright, so how do I land? Okay. Stop talking about Factorio. Jesus Christ. It's a game I enjoy and you're making me not want to play it. Oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, rough. Let's see, like here. Find a medical generator, put it in. You can actually revive people. Ooh. Access to your ship's pilot seat. Access available between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. So if you are, if you stay the night, you can do that here. Here's a teleporter to go deeper in the facilities. Okay. Delivery. Huh. Alright, but, here's poor Coral. So you can stay up here and harvest stuff if you have a bladed weapon. Otherwise, you have to go down into Zavata. Ooh, chest out here. I've got Pusta. Remember, there are some chests that are mimics. So you gotta be careful. Or juice. I was getting ready to run from it. I was getting ready to haul ass and run the other way. Oh, you'll know if it's a mimic. Oh, 5 credits. Nice. Trust me, you'll know it's a mimic or not. They do not hesitate. Credits. Okay. Oh, banana. Oh, there's an egg sack. This is a Lethal Company style game called Sketchy's Contract. Okay. What was that? Oh, it was the whale that went over. Okay. Go back up to the ship. I could dump all my loot here, but I want to just go back up. I've got my little flamingo to defend myself. This is your self-defense weapon to start with, by the way. Little fucking lawn flamingo. Got a lot of food. Oh, there's another chest right there. Yeah, I see you coming for me. I don't know if that thing was actually going to come for me, but I'd rather not risk it. I know those are hostile. Oh, there's a landmine. Oh, a jar of pickles. Okay. Ooh. A donut. Nice. No thoughts on the Subnautica 2 trailer. I haven't seen, was never a real fan of Subnautica. Oh, fuck! That's what I mean right there. Well, we found our first mimic. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh no, that's Pew Pew. Pew Pew is very dangerous. Man, I'm finding just tons of food. What does that sound? D27. D27. Wait. Security level 1, D27. Trying to avoid Pew Pew. I don't want to get Pew Pewed. God, it's already getting so dark out. It's only 4:30. D27. Ship name. Ship. Where's the access terminal? Now that one's only accessible at night. Meats? Jam. Pickles in there. Okay, you. Look more civilized. Okay. Oh, here we go. Alright, says level 1 D27. Granted. Nice. Yeah, I like the ship. No, never played Inscription. I'm gonna check where this goes. Oh, chest. Now I've got level 1 access now, baby. Okay. Vending machines for healing. You don't need to refrigerate your ketchup. Not until you open it. Oh. A lot of gunfire going on. No. Oh, there's a thing in there. Oh. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I'm turning into a fucking scaredy dragon already. Oh. Mayonnaise. No, you don't refrigerate ketchup until you open it. Nope, not staying after midnight. Fuck that. This is called Sketchy's Contract. It's a... Whew! It is a Lethal Company style game. Ah! Fuck! I tried! I tried! Oh no! Ah! I lost all my stuff! Ah, Mortis. Mortis. Oh. Oh, tragic. There you go. That's basically the basic premise of it, and why you want teammates. Death comes quick. Never beat the original Binding of Isaac. I bought the Wrath of the Lamb expansion, which made the base game much harder, but post-Mom much easier. Never pulled it off. Yeah, I've never played much Binding of Isaac. Yeah, it's amazing. I'm still wiping the sleep from my eyes. Good God. Alrighty. Dark Branded Strikes, yeah. Everyone talking about the comment Joe Biden made about Trump supporters. Apparently we're all garbage. I know, wakey wakey drakey, I know. Bunch of games that I think you would have played but haven't. They seem right up your alley. I don't know if you know what my alley actually is. Oh my goodness. Yeah, what a wild ride that was. I would recommend the System Shock remake. It's actually really good. Genuinely. Like, unironically, it's really good. Alright, back to just in here hanging out and chilling. The System Shock remake is like, I'd say it's probably one of the best remakes there is. Yeah, exactly. Oh god, there's just so many of these fucking... Again, the left is so fucking desperate now, it's wild. Well, apparently they're working on System Shock 3. They have been for a while. Does that mean it'll come out? No. But, you know, who knows? Lost Judgment is the best RPG game. Or it's not RPG, he's saying RGG, which is Ryogaku... fuck. It's the name of the company that makes the Yakuza games. The RGG Studios. That was canceled a few years ago. Don't remember? No. It should be good. Should still be going. At least last I saw, which was a couple months ago, it was still going. Shit, now I'm gonna have to look. Because that was part of the System Shock 2 remake, was that they were also highlighting System Shock 3. Uh-oh. No, yeah, apparently something happened to it. Fuck. Alright, well, unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Okay. Yeah, it's officially dead. So Warren Spector is confirmed that System Shock 3 is dead. Okay, well, there you go. Unfortunate. Always had a fan concept for SS3 classes. Hacker would be the original hacker, escaped prison. Marine would be the SS2 character. Both lost much of their mods. Psychic would be new. Well, I mean, you couldn't do that because of the way System Shock 2 plays. You couldn't really have the Marine be like the System Shock 2 character. Because the System Shock 2 character, part of the charm of that was able to do the training and make them your own. Right? Being a psychic. It was a lot of fun. Oh God. Are you saying Prey 2017 is the System Shock 3 we never got? No, fuck off. Holy shit. Well, that's already a nuclear hot take. Holy fuck. Oh, and yeah, Night Dive confirms that Tencent now has the rights to System Shock 3. Okay, well, good luck with that. Thoughts on Brutal Doom? It exists. Not really much interest for me. Like, it's there for a laugh, it's there for a giggle, but, you know, it just exists. It's not really a thing. That one I don't know either, Deus Volt. Because the original Prey was pretty fucking scuffy. Like, I don't know. I like some of the stuff Prey 2017 was trying to do, but yeah, it's pretty fucking scuffed. No, I know that, Duncan. That's why I put in the stream announcements channel that the time was going to be fucked. The time was going to be fucked because it was, Europe does daylight savings time way ahead of the United States. Which, again, is so stupid. It's another point against daylight savings time that it's so arbitrary. You can just do it at whatever time you want. It's so fucking dumb. I'm just going to take the topple Tencent. You need to make foreign investment into American companies illegal. Then you'll topple Tencent. Yield and Prey from like 99? I don't think it was it wasn't 99. When was the original Prey? Hold on. I'm going to look this up. I remember I played it on my buddy's computer first. It was 2006. 2006 was the original Prey. Because, yeah, I remember I played on my buddy's computer. My buddy had a nice PC, so we played it on his computer. Yep. Well, that's the problem. The problem you have with that is then all they have to do is they have to pull a Tencent. Most people don't realize that Tencent is directly tied to the CCP, right? Like, that's the big issue. Like, because you can just be like, oh, no, it's just, I'm just an angel investor, a solo investor, right? That's from a foreign company. It's like, okay. But you're also in the CCP. Like, you're directly in the party. So that's what I mean. You can't really have a thing of like, you know, as long as they're not connected to a foreign governance, it's like, alright. So are you going to background check every single person? Like, thoroughly enough to make sure that it's not a front for a foreign government? That's what Tencent was, till it's been widely known now that they are directly tied to the party. No, it will, Rotpar. Again, the reason why they have woke shit, the reason why China is funding the woke shit is because they know it's a poison. They know it'll kill companies and kill competition. They know that Western developers are stupid enough to think DEI and ESG and everything is a good thing. When it's not. When it's objectively an evil. And China knows that they'll be like, oh yes, look at Western man, he's so stupid. Because they'll fall for it every time. Then they'll destroy their industry, and then Tencent, or more accurately, China, will get its foot in the door, and now it has a foothold. And it starts growing from there. Isn't there 2 million Chinese spies across the Western world? I doubt there's that many. There's a lot. I would have to assume there's a lot, but I doubt there's that many. Yep. So what they do is China is one of the biggest investors into BlackRock and Vanguard and all those horrific, those super racist ESG score pieces of shit, right? That all comes from China. Like, the vast majority of the wealth comes from China. Now, what they then do is they then convince companies or strong-arm them into agreeing to this. That's where Sweet Baby Inc. comes in. They're basically like a hostile foreign agent. You know, like, some of the people at Sweet Baby Inc. probably genuinely do believe in the cause because they're fanatical retards. But mostly it comes from China trying to push this stuff because they know it's a poison pill. It'll kill off the competition. Then while the West is destroying itself, China steps in with an alternative that is more traditional in value. So then you jump into those traditional values because it's actually good. Even if it's not great, but because it's actually good in comparison to the dog shit like that Sweet Baby Inc. shits out between its cheeks, you're gonna go for it. It's your only way to get any semblance of quality. So now China starts taking over the market that way. They're literally destroying their competition by getting them to hang themselves. I'm skeptic of China? What? What, is it like the concept that China exists? Yeah, basically, that's what they're doing, Crazy Valentine. And Crazy Valentine says, we finance you the rope and the stool. Yep, that's what they're doing. So there's millions of traders that take China's money rather than spies. That's more, I'd say that's more accurate. It's more like there are traders than there are actual Chinese spies. It's basically the one Borderlands 2 mission where Handsome Jack pays you to kill yourself. Yeah, pretty much. Yep, China is fake, like Australia. There is only Taiwan. Traitors and useful idiots. I'd say that's a pretty good summation of it. I'd say there are very few Chinese spies, and there are far more traitors and useful idiots. The sheer amount of companies that fell for it's so embarrassing. Well, remember how it works, right? Remember how the left always corrupts and infects everything it touches. So the first thing that these people did was they snuck their way into these companies. And then they get into positions of power, right? The primary goal of these people, these saboteurs and provocateurs, is they get in the HR department. Because companies started stupidly giving their hiring duties to the HR department. Alright? So, when you have the HR department made up of nothing but activists and retards, they're going to push for more activists and retards to come into your company. Right? Like a parasite. That's a good example. Oh my god, the throat demons. Good lord. I mean to say I don't trust China at face value. Well, I mean, you shouldn't. Nobody should. China are completely untrustworthy. I mean, that's what happens when you have a dictatorship that extreme. Yeah, honestly, you really shouldn't trust any government at face value. That's why you need transparency. But China is one of those examples where that should be obvious, right? I feel that you want to say family in a deep voice. No, I'm not Vin Diesel. Anyways, let's see. Trying to think of what else I want to do, honestly. We could do some StarCraft 2 custom maps. Send those who fetishize China to the country. That might make them simps happy, even if they're sorely disappointed. Again, the people that actually simp for China, they're just mentally unwell, right? Yeah, Firewalk Studios has been shut down, by the way. They are the studio that made Concord. They have now been, every one of them has been fired. The studio has been entirely shuttered. And as I said, nothing of value was lost. Hey, Joseph. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Oh, maybe Abisoft has some videos. Hold on. Abisoft. Well, apparently it was 400 million or 300 million. It wasn't just 200 million. It was way more than that. Well, Abisoft has some new videos. If you want something that's kind of like Carl Jobst, only a bit more autistic, and I'm saying that as a good thing, by the way, the tism is real. But we've got a video talking about Tetris. Someone just beat the final screen in Tetris after 35 years. This one. Speedrunners have completely destroyed Echoes of Wisdom. I don't know what that is either. People are cheating in Nintendo World. Concord went down like the plane it was named after. Fitting. Yep. And the studio burned to the ground. Do you think big money is crashing and burning the video game industry in the West? They can't expect people to buy modern day crap. No, again, it's not, well, it depends on what big money you mean. Like I said, China's the one that's primarily doing it. Abiotic Factor had an update. His new content that's a permanent part of the story, but very Halloween appropriate. Ooh. I should replay Abiotic Factor. I think that's what we'll do in November as well, along with New Vegas. I think that'd be fun. She had a podcast called The Sexiest 6 Years Ago. She seems to have a hard-on for Bowser. I mean, Bowser's very handsome. WakeFab just made the obvious point in their Star Wars Outlaws video. The industry expects you to buy annual big games with infinite microtransactions. Well, of course. And it's not sustainable. That's why you need companies like Valve around, privately owned companies. Right? They aren't beholden to any shareholders. Yep, that's the Half-Life inspired survival game. Genuinely really good. Shut down all the studios and export the creativity to China? No. What's happening is, the thing that's happening is that China is paying, we literally talked about this right before you got here, Joseph. China is the one that's paying BlackRock and everything, right? That's where the funding is primarily coming from. And then BlackRock strong arms, blackmails, and convinces developers that ESG and DEI, all this racist, sexist, horrible shit, is the future. And that you need to get on board. So then the company gets on board and it destroys itself. Now that it's destroyed itself, there's now a gap in the market, and China steps in. You're seeing it more literally with Ubisoft. Ubisoft has now totally fucking destroyed itself. The company is in collapse. It's in free fall. And Tencent are one of the companies that's coming to buy it. Remember, Tencent are directly linked to the Chinese Communist Party. Like, direct ties to the CCP. It's their usual game plan. They're letting their enemy destroy themselves and then stepping in to fill the void. Because once they have the entirety of the void, well, what they say goes. Right? And remember, these aren't like... I'm not saying that the games coming out of China are good, or are great, I should say. They're just good enough. They're good enough to pass muster. When your competition is shit like Dragon Age Veilguard, which is absolute dog shit, like horrific propaganda, good enough will sell way better, right? Because you're selling by comparison. It's the same thing with like First Descendants. First Descendants isn't a great game by any means, but it's good enough to get sales. Once Human isn't a great game by any means, but it's good enough to get sales, and has interesting concepts. But yeah, what's your alternatives, right? What are your alternative options to these games? Shit like Dragon Age Veilguard, shit like Concord, shit like Dustborn. Absolute bottom of the boot fucking dog shit, right? Yeah. Now you'll get some rarities. You'll get stuff like Black Myth Wukong, but that wouldn't have mattered who made that game, right? Black Myth Wukong isn't a game for China to get influence in. Black Myth Wukong was an actual passion project, right? Like that was a team that really wanted to honor the only real myth that China allows, and they put their heart and soul into it. That's why Black Myth Wukong is so good. Again, like I said, it wouldn't have mattered what country made that game. That game was made with passion, so it wouldn't have mattered if a Western developer did it, an Eastern developer did it. If it was Slav jank, it wouldn't have mattered, because it was made with genuine passion and care. Yeah, Wukong is an indie game. But they got so much interest that they upgraded their team. I think they're a 30-man team now. I want to say that's right. More food and water out here. I mean, I won't miss them. Yeah, I mean, we would. Unironically. Anyways. Yeah, exactly. First Descendant has bunny girls with tickle bitties. Absolutely. How much of Chinoid influence is the result of leftist pollution and education? I'd say quite a lot. Honestly. Because remember, what does the left glorify? I mean, other than glorifying touching children inappropriately and horrific procedures and like literal lobotomies and shit like that. What does the left glorify? Communism. What is the only communist country that is a world power? Right, that can actually influence things on the world stage. It's not North Korea. It's China. But China isn't really truly communist, because even China figured out that the Soviet Union were retarded. That communism is retarded, and you need capitalism. Capitalism is not a system of governance. It is a system of economics. So China figured that out. That's why the joke of China was that it was the people's, what was it? The people's communist capitalism or something like that. The people's something. That was always the joke. They believe differently lived lives is automatically an improvement, and at the same time they don't actually check for whether or not the life was led differently or what that really brings. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty fucking accurate. That's the whole thing of like, what is your empathy circle as well? Like, for hardcore leftists, I argue they don't have empathy. they have an approximation of it. They have sociopathy. But for more moderate leftists, their empathy circle, they don't care about their fellow people around them. They don't care about their neighbors. They don't care about their friends, really. They care about the outsider more than anything. It's more like xenophilia, right? They're obsessed with the outsider at all costs. Not understanding that being an outsider does not make you like better or worse in either regard. You're just an outsider. That's the only thing being an outsider is. You're an outsider. It doesn't dictate anything else about you. Yep, even at the expense when said outsider hates them. That's why you have all this weird stuff where the TQ plus community is simping super hard for Palestine. Well, Palestine doesn't exist as a country, and never has. And also, their entire faith believes in killing all of you. But they don't care about that. They literally can't conceive of that. All they see is that they're more of an outsider than the other outsiders that are attacking them. That's all they see. Their brain cannot compute. They cannot function beyond that reality. You're a xenophile because you glorify foreign nationals destroying your country. I'm a xenophile because I want to be bang freaky alien babes. We are not the same. Damn, Deus Volt, can I get a fucking fist bump on that one? Hilarious seeing the Reddit commies complain that China was infiltrated by capitalism and spew buzzwords. Yeah. No, modern leftists will never have that self-reflection. Remember, that was the thing we talked about a while ago, was that there are people that don't have the capability to talk to themselves. They don't have the capability to rationalize or think through a situation. It's the breakfast question. Again, that's just the most famous one. There are other questions of abstractions that they can't go into, but it's the breakfast question, right? For anyone that doesn't know, again, we've talked about it a lot here on this stream, but for anyone that doesn't know, it's my apologies. It is the question of how would you feel if you didn't have breakfast this morning? But I did have breakfast this morning. Okay, but how would you feel if you didn't? But I did have breakfast this morning. Okay. How would you feel if you didn't, though? But I did. Again, they physically cannot think in abstract terms. They cannot think beyond that. They don't have any, like, computing power. They're literal NPCs. It's fucking wild. Oh man, the throat demons are trying real hard today. Good God. Yep. Well, and you know what's funny about that? How long... Calbeck, you should... Hopefully Calbeck's still here. Because I want him in particular to answer this. How long have people been noting that fluoride in tap water is a bad thing? How long has that been going on? Where people are pointing out that fluoride in tap water is making people stupider. And how long was it called a conspiracy theory for? And what just came out, I think this year, I think it was literally this year, that, oh, it turns out fluoride is indeed making people stupider. It actually is degrading mental capabilities. The more tap water you drink, the dumber you get. Isn't that wild? Isn't that wild? Ugh. And the excuse was always like, well, even if it has a little bit of negative effects, having better teeth is worth it, even though it doesn't actually help people's dental health at all. But it turns out fluoride in the tap water is actually causing genuine brain damage. Who fucking knew? People's teeth are still shit, yeah. Just drink filtered water. Again, get a proper filter. You don't need to constantly buy bottled water or anything like that. Just get a proper filter. I need to actually get a proper filter too. Stuff that'll filter out the fluoride. Yeah, now that's another one of those things of it's literally another one of those, oh, the conspiracy theorists were right. Again. Wow. Big shock. Does it affect black communities more? Because that would explain a lot. No, that's more of a manipulation of trying to intentionally cater to victimhood status, right? That's the hood rat mentality, right? That's hood culture. Remember, back right after the end of slavery, black communities were more like the white communities, right? They had more of the same values and everything. It was only when you started getting the hood rats, that the hood culture that came up. This whole idea of oh, you got an education? Oh, you're a piece of shit. It's why? They bettered themselves. Why are they a piece of shit? Again, it's hood rat mentality. It's the crab in the boiling pot of water that sees another crab getting out, and they reach up and grab them and pull them back in. Yeah, exactly. Again, like I said, this is just going to be a day to talk about this stuff and to test other games. It seems Sketchy's contract also is a bit of optimization issues, but, it's a solo dev. It happens. Inverted snobbery is the term. Yeah, I guess that's a good way to put it. But again, it's a cultural problem. Because they've got the ghetto mindset, they see any black man or woman that tries to actually break out, but not in the correct way, right? If you become like a basketball or baseball star or sports star, you've gotten out of the hood the correct way, or a rapper, you've gotten out of the hood the correct way. But if you go to school and you actually pay attention and you become a genuinely good engineer on your merits alone, well, you're just a fucking square. You're a dumb piece of shit. How dare you get out of the ghetto? What, you think you're better than us? It's I'm sorry, but they are better than you. Because they improved themselves. It doesn't mean you can't. It doesn't mean that because they're better than you that you'll never be anything else, right? It just means they're better than you because they tried. If you actually tried, you could better yourself. That's Malcolm X revolutionary ideology, where it's about deliberately dropping out of society on the premise that to obey laws, get educated, or otherwise follow traditional success, you're a sucker. Yeah. Malcolm X was genuinely very much a plague on the black community. Unfortunately, though, his mindset spread. And part of that, I guess, it's not, he wasn't really the one that spread his mindset. It was more because the Democrats spread his mindset because they wanted to achieve that even further. Because they knew that it would turn the black communities into perpetual victimhood status. Entitled, spoiled children, basically. That's what they wanted. All of which comes from the idea that white society is about keeping the black man down. Yeah, which isn't fucking true. Martin Luther King wasn't better. He was an actual communist. Well, see, that's the problem, too. Is that Martin Luther King had great and wonderful ideas. But you need to be careful about idol worship, right? You're very careful about, what your idols do. What your hero figure statuses are. It's that old truthism of never meet your heroes, right? Funny how the moment Malcolm X started to actually change his views, he got gunned down. I know, isn't that convenient? Well, again, they don't have criminality in their genes. It's a cultural problem. This is not a thing that they can't get out of. They absolutely could. But it's a cultural thing. It's why Africa will never develop. Even if people talk about, like, oh, the white man's keeping Africa down. It's like, no, they're not. I hate to break it to you, but most people don't give a shit. Like, apathy isn't keeping Africa down. Africa is keeping itself down. Alright? Like, think about Zimbabwe. Right? They just had that whole thing where they wanted to kill a bunch of the white farmers. They're like, white man is bad. Kill evil. Get rid of him. So they did that. They started killing off the white farmers, and then the white farmers fled. And now suddenly Zimbabwe was like, oh no, please come back. We've destroyed our entire society. We can no longer function. We can't make food. Nothing's working anymore. It's all collapsing. Please come back. Like, good fucking job. Yeah, Ethiopia was never colonized. Ever. Once. And it's still a shithole. It's because their mentality is fucked. It has nothing to do with genes or anything. They just have the wrong mindset. That's why white nations are so successful, right? It's a different mindset. It was the idea that the harder you work, the more you gain. Again, that's not a difficult concept. Botswana and Rwanda are pretty nice now because they're more Western. Yeah, that's fair. Cue the player down jingle from some platforming game when their mindset is wrong. Yeah. Again, like we talked about, again, the black communities in the U.S., they don't have the problem of, it's not in their genes. It's nothing like that. It's that they have hood rat and ghetto culture as their basis foundation. That's that whole thing with, like, they talk about the talk between, like, why is it shown that black people are so much more violent towards police? Because they're told to be. They're constantly told that they need to resist authority and fuck the police and, you know, be obnoxious and loud and don't obey authority. It's like, okay, so you're going to be punished for that. Because you're not functioning like a civilized human being. And now, now they're getting away with it because it's part of the agenda. Like, I guarantee you, if the Democrats take total control, which is what they want, they've been trying to set up a dictatorship for near a century now. But if they get total control, the very first thing they're going to do is they're going to fucking crack down on the black community. Right? The very first thing that's going to happen is they need to exterminate the black community. They need to put them back in chains, which is what the Democrats have always wanted. They need to put them back in their place. Because once the Democrats get their dictatorship, it's about total control at that point. Yeah, specifically because the Democrats treat blacks as a client race. Go figure. Yep. And that's the end goal. That's the end result. They're going to use them to be loud, obnoxious, and be uncomfortable. Try to destroy society as it is because the Democrats want to set up a dictatorship. That has been their goal for near a century, right? This is old Democrat ideology. They've been pushing for this for a long time. Remember, the Democrats were big friends of the National Socialists. The Democrats were big friends of the fascists. The Democrats were big friends with the communists. It's their ideology. It's what they want. Like, again, it's just wild. This is why history needs to be taught more in schools. Like, properly taught and be like a required thing. Good God. How did Donald Trump lose to a caught-on-camera child toucher in 2020 after beating Clinton in the full mind of the U.S. media in 2016? Well, one, he didn't beat the entire mind of the U.S. media. Everybody thought he was going to lose 2016. That's why The View were so nice to him. That's why The View talked about how, like, oh, our great friend, good friend, Donald Trump and everything. Right? So that's your first thing. the media machine hadn't started. It was only when he won, suddenly the media turned on him, coordinated. Overnight, the media suddenly turned. A switch had been flipped, because he was supposed to lose. Hillary was supposed to be president. He was supposed to lose. And you'll notice that overnight, suddenly The View suddenly hates Donald Trump. They're talking about how much they love the man, how great he was and everything. Joy Behar, of all people, hugged him, alright? And then all of a sudden, he wins. And they can't have that. That wasn't part of the script. That wasn't part of the narrative of getting the Democrats to have their dictatorship. She's one of the hosts on The View. One of the cackling hens. One of the, incompetent Nazi propagandists on The View. Yeah, as soon as he wasn't a clown to laugh at and pat on the head anymore, he was instantly a racist, fascist, orange Cheeto. Yep. So again, he didn't lose in 2020. We now have proof from multiple states that the Democrats cheated. We now know that's a fact. And guess what the judges said? The judges said it's too late. You should have lodged your complaint earlier. Trump lodged his complaints at the end of the election. Like, the moment the results came in and we saw the Biden bump, he lodged his complaints. And the judges dismissed them, not even on the merits. They dismissed them because they didn't want to set precedent. It was fucking stupid. And again, now we have multiple states, like the state of Georgia literally offered an official apology to Donald Trump because he won Georgia. It's fucking wild. To be frank, I don't care what a bunch of hags and harpies say about politics. Same with most women, too. It's not just the hags and harpies. It's the... Again, there is an old and proper truthism, which is that actors are the lowest form of society. But unfortunately, we are a culture in the United States that worships actors. Even though actors are the most incompetent, brain-dead people that pretend to be someone else for a living. Right? Courts are really skeezy about enforcing election law because they don't want to be seen as kingmakers. That's when they aren't on side with the folks doing the cheating. Yeah. Again, I understand that we need to treat this with all seriousness, right? But now that we know 2020 was rigged, now that we know Donald Trump won 2020, handily. And the same thing with 2022 with, Kari Lake. We know Kari Lake won Arizona. Handily. It wasn't even close. But now that we know these things, it does paint it back of, this stuff was obvious. It was obvious that we had impropriety going on. It was obvious that we had illicit voting going on. It was obvious that Dominion was rigging the machines. It's fucking wild. Yeah, they found, hundreds of thousands of fake ballots. They found that the Dominion voting machines were connected to the internet, and their votes were being changed. They actually found that the tabulators were incorrectly set up. They found that the machines were changing people's votes from Republican to Democrat. And only from Republican to Democrat, by the way. It wasn't one where some of them were changing from Democrat to Independent, or Democrat to Republican, or Republican to Independent. No, it was only Republican to Democrat. Again, this is all stuff that came out later. It was like in Arizona, where they found out there were 200,000 fake votes, right? What was it, 260-some thousand? And they were illegitimate votes. And the Dominion machines there were also connected to the internet, and also being accessed by foreign entities. Oh, Trump absolutely has the odds on his side. Trump should win this in a landslide. This should be one of those ones where it's 300 plus electoral votes. Compared to 2016, the U.S. media in 2024 are supporting Trump. What's changed? They aren't supporting Trump. Again, that's a fairy tale. They're trying to softball it here in the end game because they realize Kamala is a complete noose around the entire Democrat Party's throat. because she's fucking insane. Like, again, Kamala can't handle a staged interview where they're also editing her answers for her. Right? She gets softball interviews where they lead her to the answer, she still can't answer it, and they're editing the interviews to make it look like she answered in a slightly less incompetent way. What? No, it is, you're right, it isn't the same as 2016. 2016, they were actually giving praise to Donald Trump, because again, he was supposed to lose. What you're thinking of is after that. After he actually won, the media immediately flipped on him. Because he was supposed to lose. He was supposed to be the funny orange man clown. But he won. And then worst of all, he was really good as president. He was one of the best presidents we've had. Oh, God, probably. And I have to really think about Reagan, because they did the same thing to Reagan, where Reagan was also supposed to lose, but then he won, and then the media immediately turned on him, and they started telling a bunch of lies about Reagan as well, and accrediting stuff to him that he didn't do, and taking away accomplishments he did and giving them to someone else. I'm trying to think of who would I say was the more successful of the two. I'd probably say Trump, because of the hurdles he had to get over, right? I'd probably say Trump is the better of the two presidents. Joseph, we just talked about this. The election was rigged. We literally just talked about this. Where did you go from your last question? He didn't lose. We now have confirmation that he won 2020. He should have been president still. We literally just talked about this. Didn't Reagan also originate the Make America Great Again line? I don't remember. But he is the one that said the 9 scariest words in the English language. I'm with the government and I'm here to help. Which is funny because then the Democrats used it unironically, miscredited it, and said that, remember, as Reagan said, and it's so true, we are with the government and we're here to help. And it's like, do you remember the context of why he said that? He said that as the 9 scariest words in the English language. MAGA was a Reagan campaign slogan? Well, that explains why they hate MAGA so much. No, Reagan did not have trickle-down economics. Again, that is a bastardization of Reagan's actual economic system. And again, trickle-down economics in and of itself isn't a bad thing. There's an actual sound philosophy behind it. Who are the ones that are going to create businesses? Well, it's going to be the people that can afford to make businesses. Right? So why are you trying to destroy the people that are going to make businesses? What do you think that's going to do? Oh, people aren't making business anymore. Well, fantastic. Good job. But again, they wanted to strip it down. Basically, they wanted to remove all the nuance to it. Like, holy shit. Well, now Joseph's just gone completely fucking schizo mode. But anyways, like, the entire concept is like, alright, who are going to be the ones that are going to pay, who are going to be the ones that are going to build buildings? Who are the ones that are going to make new businesses? Who are the ones that are going to actually have employees and pay for people to work? It's going to be people that have the money to do so. So it's not a bad thing to help those people out to make those things happen. And people like to bastardize it down to trickle-down economics. And it's like, that's not what it is. Again, you're not going to have the McDonald's worker who's just starting out, the kid that's going through high school. He's not going to be the one that's going to open his own fucking business. Right? He can't afford to. He can't afford to build the building. He can't afford to buy the product. He can't afford to hire employees. Oh. Again, it's... Bleh. Bleh. We need economics. We need economics and history to be required learning in school from now on. Good God. Like, actually required. Not just, oh, well, you can take Economics 101, or you can take home ec, or you can take this, stuff like that, and they all count as the same elective. No. We need that to be a required. Good God. Like, oh man. It's just wild. I'd be more willing to endure folks bashing Reagan's economics if the people doing the bashing had anything like as good results. Yeah, I mean, that'd be true. That'd be fucking true as well, right? If the economists that were bashing Reagan's economics were actually, like, competent economists, I would be more willing to listen to them. But think about the economists we have now. Print more money. Print more money. Oh, the money printer go brrrr. It's like, alright, what's that going to do for your economy? Oh, it destroys your economy because it skyrockets inflation and it depreciates the value of your currency? Yeah, thanks. Good job. I just realized the model opens his mouth in an O face when I clap. What? Oh, now you're not going to do it again. Wow. Fucking make me look like a liar. Yeah. It's just fucking wild. And it's this whole thing, too, with, like, we've talked about it before, minimum wage. Minimum wage is a terrible thing. It is genuinely a terrible thing. People talk about it, well, like, you need to have minimum wage or people won't have enough money to live. Well, it's like, okay. Here's the thing. It's on you as the worker to fight for your proper wage. You need to decide what you're worth. You shouldn't force a company to do it, because once you force a minimum wage, everything gets more expensive. Because it has to. It has to compensate. That's why minimum wage is a self-perpetuating cycle of inflation. It's why California's stupid $20 minimum wage actually destroyed so much of California. They can't afford it. They can't afford to have those workers. Oh, $20 minimum wage? Okay, well, we're going to cut at least half of the workforce. If we want to keep prices to a reasonable amount so that people could come in and actually afford this shit, we need to cut half our workforce at minimum. Oh, congratulations. You could have had some money and worked. Now, we got to make sure, like, you can't. So, you go from having a stable job and some income to nothing. What Democrats want is for minimum wage to amount to middle class living. Yeah. It's fucking wild. As such, didn't you know increased national debt and breadlines are a good thing? Ugh. Hot take here, but I don't think any amount of education can make better voters. Political idiots will remain being political idiots. Yeah, again, it's a two-pronged attack. You need better education, but we also need to make voting harder. I know people will think, oh, that's wild. How dare you want to take away the voting rights of everyone? It's like, okay, voting is too easy right now. Voting is way too easy. Like, all you have to do, and the Democrats are trying to make this even easier right now. All you have to do is show ID. That's it. That doesn't make you an informed, like, voter. That doesn't mean you're informed. You just showed up, showed your ID, and you vote. You should actually have to work for the right to vote, right? Again, that's why I personally espouse the idea that the Federation and Starship Troopers is a much better system of governance. But granted, that's also a libertarian wet dream and more of a constitutionalist wet dream than anything else. But being that you put yourself on the line, like, I want to vote, so I am going to get service. And remember, service guarantees citizenship doesn't mean you have to be in the military, right? The movie didn't make that clear. The book obviously makes it far more clear. Granted, the movie also, Paul Verhoeven thought he was making a commentary on fascism, but again, Paul Verhoeven has no idea what fascism is. Yeah, exactly. It should be a privilege. People died for that. People died so that voting could happen. It should genuinely be a privilege. you should have to work for it. That's the whole thing of, like, remember, in Starship Troopers, your service guaranteed citizenship did not mean you had to do military service. What you would do is you would go to the government and say, I want to gain the right to vote, I want to gain the right to teach, I want to gain the right to hold public office. And they would say, okay, what service would you like to do? And they will try to find you a service job. And it might be doing the same job you were already doing. But the point was you had the drive. You had the initiative to do it. So it's the whole thing like, this guy, he's been a road worker. All he's done is he's filled potholes his entire life. But he's like, I want the right to vote. And you say, okay, what skills do you have? Well, I've filled potholes for the last 10 years. Alright? So here's what we're going to do. You are going to fill potholes, but you're going to act it as a community service instead. So instead of getting your normal pay, you will have your normal job, and then you will have overtime extension, and you will go fill more potholes instead. Right? We will have you do it in government roadways and everything. We will have you come, and you'll do repair jobs on government facilities. That will be part of your service now. And you do that for 8 years, and now you have the right to vote. Again, the reason so many people went in the military is because it was the fast track to service. I can't remember the exact time frame. I want to say it was like 2 to 3 years. If you were 2 to 3 years in the military, you had the right to vote. Whereas if you went around the other ways and you did non-military service, it was like 8 years. But the point was, you showed drive and initiative, and that's important. I wouldn't say the parties are fictitious. The parties are real. The problem is that a lot of the rhinos, who are, again, Republicans in name only, are actually Democrats that are only Republican as lip service because they know Democrats won't win in their district. Right? It's the Todd Young here in the Great Hoosier State. He's not a Republican. He's a Democrat. But he won't run on the Democrat ticket because he'll lose. Yeah, again, the only way that you could not gain citizenship to vote in the Federation in Starship Troopers was if you were literally mentally incompetent. But at that point, like, you don't need to be voting. There are other things, you need to be institutionalized. Have you seen the posts from foreigners taking advantage of places with loose voting laws to vote Trump? I have. And I honestly think that those are more like Americans pretending to be foreigners. But they're also doing it as a snub their nose at the Democrats, right? They're like, oh, you don't even want voter ID? Okay, well, this is what's going to happen. Right? It's an obvious way, because then if the Democrats, if the leftoids make us think about it, it's like, the Republicans wanted voter ID laws. You didn't. This is what you wanted. This is what you get. Yeah, perfect karma. It really is. It's one of those things where they can't say shit because they're the ones that voted against it. It's the same thing why they can't say shit about crime rising in their cities. You defunded the police. You are now reaping what you sowed. Suck it up, Buttercup. Oh, DC is an unsafe hellhole. Oh, well, you defunded the police. Have fun. Oh, Portland, Oregon is a hellhole. Well, you defunded the police. Have fun. This is what you get. Speaking of minimum wage, once I've heard a good reason why it's bad. A man in a wheelchair couldn't get minimum wage because he can't work as hard as normal workers. You need to have a certain output to earn the minimum wage or something like that. Yeah, honestly. Again, there should be people that should be taking care of the guy in the wheelchair anyways. And again, this is a whole thing too of, like, I guess we can delve into that topic as well, this welfare state thing. Again, there are people that genuinely cannot help themselves. They need assistance. But the problem is we have a welfare nanny state where you have morbidly obese piece of shit. And again, you're only going to get obese if you did it to yourself. Right? This is the thing we talk about here all the time. And again, you don't need to be somebody that bench presses 250 fucking pounds all the time. No, no, no. Or you don't need to run 12 miles a day. All you got to do is just make any effort. Right? Just make a concerted effort to do something. Make a concerted effort to eat better. Make a concerted effort just to walk around your house. Like 1 lap around your house a day. Then make it 2 laps. Then 3 laps. Again, you build up to it. And Joseph's going full fucking schizo mode. Holy shit. Yeah, exactly. It wasn't just defund the police. Isn't just that they removed police funding. They demoralize and dehumanize the police. All right, that's the bigger problem. Well, again, it's not even being wholesome. It's just the truth. Too many people, they're bigger. They're heavy set, right? They think, well, if I want to get anywhere, I have to do this. No, you don't. You don't have to run a mile a day. No. All you have to do is make a concerted effort. So when you feel like you want to make a change in your life, just get up and walk outside. You just get up, walk outside, take a single walk around your house. And if you don't have a house, if you live in an apartment, walk down 1 flight of stairs at your apartment building and walk back up. And if you feel like you can do more, walk down 2 flights of stairs and then 2 flights back up. And again, just do that once a day, every day, until you feel like, well, I can go a bit further. Then do 3 flights or 4 flights or down the entire staircase and back up. And when you get to the top, if you feel like you can do more, go again. Go all the way down again. You slowly build up to it. Too many people start at the grand sprint, like, I need to sprint right out of the gate. They fall and hurt themselves, and they demoralize and demotivate themselves, and they stop. Right? Like, too many people are like, well, if I don't lift at least 200 pounds, I'm going to be made fun of. So I need to lift 200 pounds, and then they hurt themselves badly. And then they never do it again. No. Just start with what you can start with. Just lift the bar by itself. Even if you feel weak and scrawny, the first thing you can learn when you lift the bar by yourself is how to lift properly. And now you're doing it in a safe way. Remember, most bench press bars, like, unless they're very specially designed, most bench press bars will weigh like 45 pounds. Right? So just bench the bar by itself. Just by itself. Don't put any weights on it. Just take the bar off and learn the proper technique of how to bench press. And I talked about that before as well. So many people, when they bench press it all the way down to their chest. That's wrong. Always put a pillow or put a towel, a rolled up gym towel, whatever, on your chest. And the moment the bar touches that, bring it back up. Yeah, how begins the journey of 1,000 steps? With 1. The journey of 1,000 miles begins by taking your first footstep. Used to walk to the shop with my mother. She likes to walk, but she's old and a bit weak, so I have to escort her. Yeah, that's a good thing to do, honestly. Keeps her active as well. Because he was getting too much blowback from the Uniparty. Again, Donald Trump is great and all, but you can't fight the rising tide. You can't fight the tide itself. Like, the Uniparty is too established. Right now, we have MAGA that is chipping away at the Uniparty, right? You're actually getting it to where you can actually have proper methodologies and stuff that go against what the deep state wants. He didn't have that in 2016. He didn't have that during his first presidency. Remember, you have traitors like Adam Kinzinger and Liz Cheney, total fucking Democrats pretending to be Republicans, who sold him out. Remember, Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger also made up the entire narrative about January 6th. They actually had to hire script writers to come in and write the script for them. Like, here's a wild idea. Here's a wild thing that, for anyone that doesn't know. If you have something, if you have evidence, true, proper evidence, the evidence in and of itself is interesting. You don't need to hire Hollywood scriptwriters to make it interesting. Yeah, exactly. It's that whole thing, again, we talked about it the other day, and I know I called out Rob Parr for it, but again, Rob Parr was just the launching point for an example later. I wasn't directly wanting to call Rob Parr himself out, right? Yes, really, by the way. They actually did a full documentary about this. They were proud of the fact they hired Hollywood scriptwriters to do the January 6th committee. They were proud of it. That should show you how out of touch with reality they really were, and how much they fabricated. Yeah. Anyways, so we get into this whole thing, and again, I called out Rob Parr because he was the one that specifically said it in my Discord, right? But it wasn't isolated to him. He's not the only one in the world. He was just a perfect launch, a springboard to launch off of to talk about this. The idea of your vote doesn't matter, right? That's a way to demoralize you. Because again, if the more people believe that their vote doesn't matter and they don't vote, the easier it is for them to cheat. The less work they have to put into it. So suddenly the Biden bump would be super tiny, and it'd be hard to tell. Like, the Biden bump was so obvious because it was so many, right? Because it was so many, because the cheating had to be done so regularly. That's why it was fucking obvious that it was rigged. Like, it was blatantly obvious. Like, even the most normie-brained piece of shit would understand that it was rigged. So, again, this whole mentality of, like, your vote doesn't matter. Also, the whole idea of, like, I don't vote because I stand on principle. That's retarded. You're not being, like, stoic. You're not being, like, holding to principles by not voting. Like, all you're doing is you're disregarding and dishonoring the people that died so that you could vote. You're literally going up to Arlington National, the National Museum, oh my god. Arlington Memorial Cemetery, and you're pissing on all the graves of every single veteran that died. That's all you're doing if you don't vote. You're not being honorable. You're not being like a good, moral, upright person. You're not standing on principle. You're literally pissing on all of their graves. Every single one of them. That's why I don't like live beholden to the idea of people like, well, I didn't vote because I didn't like either candidate. Well, tough fucking cookies, okay? Pick one of them. Pick the one that you think is better of the two and vote for them. Hollywood writers, they could at least hire good writers. I know, right? Jesus, what would those scriptwriters even make if that was all they could muster? I know, that was the worst part about the January 6th committee. Like, the fact that they hired Hollywood to do it, and they still produced absolute fucking pisswater schlock. Like, I'm not saying that Hollywood scriptwriters are good. I think Hollywood scriptwriters are terrible, right? Like, I'd say that they're genuinely awful people. And they're not good at their jobs. They're incompetent. And they have no idea what they're doing. But it's the fact that they tried to hire professionals and all that they could pump out was what the January 6th committee did. It's fucking wild. Absolutely wild. No, oh my god, the real Biden wasn't replaced. Holy shit, no. No, but it's clear he had to have had some kind of mental, he's had some kind of head surgery for sure. Probably brain surgery to try to keep him fucking cognizant. Because his mental decline was rapid. And we know that his wife has been pumping him full of drugs to try to keep him at least somewhat sane and coherent. But yeah, holy fuck. But again, it's those same people that say, like, I can't see anything on Trump, so, therefore the entire assassination was staged. Again, you're fucking retarded if you think the assassination attempt was staged. Yeah. Biden, during 2020, during the actual campaign trail, he was already unraveling mentally. Like, it's not a different president. It wasn't a body double. He was already mentally fucked. Yes, and they used Joe Rogan as an example, right? They actually used the Joe Rogan podcast as an example of it. Like, see, even Joe Rogan doesn't believe it. Look at his face. It's like, no, he asked him about the work he did, and Trump literally said he had work done on his ear to try to fix it. It is fucking wild. It is genuinely wild, Calbeck. It is, oh my god. Also, I loved how people tried to say, like, oh, the windmills, the wind turbines aren't killing the whales, and then, like, immediately afterwards, like, the documentary dropped that the wind turbines and the wind farms out at seas are actually killing the whales. Because it pumps so much noise pollution into the water and so many vibrations that it literally fries their fucking brains. And they can't function and they beach themselves. Again, part of me feels bad for Biden, but also knowing that he's a kitty toucher, I don't feel bad for him. It's one of those, like, I would wanted him to feed him in the wood chipper, so I'm kind of like he's getting his karmic just desserts, where he's basically only kept cognizant and sane because they're pumping him full of drugs and they just wheel him out of the fucking closet every day. Like, it's wild. I do like the meme. I actually do like the idea that Biden is genuinely sabotaging Kamala's campaign because he is pissed off about the coup, right? He's pissed off that the Democrat Party couped him out of leadership. I think that makes a lot of sense, honestly. Because remember, Biden, when he was more cognizant, right, when he was more put together back in the day, he was a petty, spiteful piece of shit. He was a scumbag of a politician. So I can 100% see him actually doing this intentionally, right? I know, that's the best part. Like, the presidential candidate for 2024 for the Democrats is somebody who is so unpopular that in her own party's primary, she didn't even get a fucking percentage. She got BTFO'd. This is wild. Again, Joseph, you need to take your fucking schizo meds. Holy shit. I'm seeing body doubles everywhere. Are the body doubles in the room with us? Do you see the body double in the mirror? Yeah, I kind of like. I think that would be very poetic, right? The fading embers of the creature they propped up for their own diabolical schemes flares to life to burn them down. Kind of Kino. I agree. I do believe there are palace intrigues going on amongst the Democrats between the Obamas and the Clintons. Oh, yeah. Well, remember, Obama himself admitted that he was a diversity hire president. He was proud of the fact he was an affirmative action president. Not understanding that, okay, so what you're saying is you were unqualified, and trust me, anybody that paid attention to your presidency knows you were unqualified. Fucking hell, with how shit you ran the country. Yeah, he admits he's proud of being an affirmative action president. So you weren't meant to be there, and were only given the position because you were black. Fucking, I don't know how you thought that was a good PR optics win. But I guess he had to come out in defense of the only thing that gave him his career to begin with, right? Because he certainly didn't earn anything he did on merit. And the same thing with Kamala. Kamala has never earned anything on merit in her life. Like, ever. Hell, I'd probably argue that in school, she probably was the participation trophy kid. I can't imagine that somebody that is that dumb at all times and that much of a fucking sociopath did well in school either. Like, literal participation. Here's your participation ribbon. You showed up. That's all you get. You know, Kamala is not somebody who would be like a valedictorian, right? I think that's the safest fucking statement of the century. Oh, God. And I find it funny that, like, even during her whole thing, this is why it keeps being brought up, she keeps pretending to be different races all throughout her career. It's like, now she's pretending to be black, but before she was pretending to be Indian. Like, what? How? And people just forgot that. Like, every time she goes somewhere, she's like a chameleon, and she changes her entire personality and what culture she came from on the spot. It's unsettling. It's disturbing as shit. She's more like a skinwalker. Yeah, well, there you go. Like I said, Joseph is off his schizo meds. It's gone wild. Like me, yeah, Jimmy the rest of the way. We read that one already. Okay. I wanted to make sure because I saw the name was new, or newer in the chat logs. Tomorrow she'll be Asian. Oh, maybe. I don't know. She might claim it. Also, she keeps claiming, I came from a middle-class neighborhood. I grew up in a middle-class family. I grew up in a middle-class... No, nobody fucking cares. Holy shit. Granted, she's doing it because she's trying to associate herself with the middle class. Something she's never cared about in her life. She's a transformer. Oh my god, absolutely accurate. Again, she's never cared in her life for the middle class, ever. Everything she's ever done in her entire career has been to destroy the middle class. Yes, they actually... No, it wasn't with AI. No, it was not with AI. It was worse than that, Deus Vault. So you thought it was AI. Oh, it's so much darker and twisted than that. So, somebody came along, and I want to find out who the original perpetrator was. Somebody came along, and they photoshopped Kamala Harris onto a dead Canadian woman who worked at McDonald's back in the day. A dead Canadian woman, and it was a dead Canadian white woman in particular. And they took her, and they photoshopped Kamala's face onto her. And said, this is irrefutable proof. No, sit down, cult members. Sit down, maggots. And it's like, dude. It's funny where, like, MAGA will boost AI stuff ironically. And the Democrats will throw a big stink about it, right? Like, you're using AI memes and shit. You're using AI memes. It's like, oh yeah, let's talk about Kamala's AI photoshopped fucking, like, meetings where she gets off the plane and there's shit tons of people there. Oh, but it's the same stock person over and over again with weird thumbs and weird screens, and nothing is on any of the screens or anything. Oh yeah, no. Let's talk about that, where they use that as an actual campaign image, but it was AI. Because Kamala Harris is so unpopular. She's so fucking unpopular that she has to have big celebrities be her, like, frontrunners so that she can keep people long enough to get a photo op of Kamala coming on the stage. But they can't film anything afterwards because half the fucking stadium empties. It's fucking wild. My favorite one was somebody using the community notes system to own the Democrats even more. Where they took pictures and they're like, Trump talks about how you know, there's not anybody at Kamala's rallies, but this picture shows that there's nobody at his rallies either. And look at this, they've got entire seatings, like, taken away, and nobody's there. And then the community notes had to point out that this is not actually from a Trump rally, this is from a Kamala rally. Oh, but so many people in the comments were like, aha, see? He's a hypocrite. Orange man bad. And it turned out it was fucking Kamala's rally. Oh. Yeah, Democrats. Deepfakes. Also Democrats. Deepfakes Kamala over a dead woman. Yep. Yes. Oh my god. Yeah, Beyonce didn't even perform, and people were pissed because they were coming out for a free Beyonce concert. That's what they wanted. And remember, this is also the fact that they were doing they were actually having to pay people to be at the rallies, right? Trump doesn't have to pay people to be at his rallies. Okay? Trump does not need to pay a penny for people to show up to his rallies. Right? Or I should say, he doesn't have to pay the attendees to be there. The attendees pay to be there. You go to a Trump rally because you want to go to a Trump rally. The Democrats, they have to actually pay literal paid actors to show up. Otherwise there'd be even less people there than there already are. Again, they have to try to clout chase with fucking celebrities. Celebrities that have proven that they're fucking retarded, right? Like Liam Neeson recently put out a quote tweet. Oh, the price of eggs is a little too high. I guess I'll vote for American fascism, said a complete idiot. And it's like, oh, Liam Neeson, you want to go there? Because clearly you don't know what fascism is either. So you uneducated, foreign-born piece of shit who come to our country and want to eat our food and get our money. No, you want to talk shit about an actual populist president. A one who is for the people and by the people. Because, what, the media told you to? Or did the rest of your pedo friends in Hollywood who are banging children, did they tell you to say Orange Man bad? Good job, Liam Neeson. Make sure you stand up for more pedos. Make sure, Liam Neeson, make sure everyone's like Liam Neeson. Turn your brain off, become retarded, and vote for the Nazi Party of America. Yeah, hail Democrats. It's just fucking wild. Again, like, that was the funniest thing. Mark Hamill, like, that was the bingo card thing. I didn't have on my bingo card that Mark Hamill was literally going to go to the Nazi Party and tell them they were doing a good job. But, here we are. Oh, God. I've yet to hear what fascist policies Trump is supposed to support. Whenever I ask, someone points me to Project 2025, and I ask them the same question again. Yeah, what's fascist about 2025? This is the problem. One, Trump has already said that he is not a part of Project 2025. Two, if you actually read Project 2025, there's a lot of well-researched shit in there, and there's shit that counters each other. They actually have in their documentation, like, well, this group of Project 2025 believes this, but this other group believes a counter thing, and they have arguments between each other of why one system or one idea is better than the other. Like, it's actually pretty fucking reasonable. And it's like, okay, where is the scary fascisms in here? Where is the scary shit in here? Where is it? Now, to the leftoid, brain-rotted hearing the fact that you're not allowed to sexually groom children, they think that laws that attack child predators, laws that throw child predators in prison or set them up for execution means that that's an attack on the LGBTQ plus II blah, 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 community. It's like, why would you say that? That's an oddly specific thing to say when it specifically says, touching children is now a capital offense. Weird that you would associate the two of them together. Granted, I associate the TQ plus community with that. I am very much a firm member of the LGB community. Drop the T. Yeah. But my drag queen story hour. But they're banning books for children. Oh yeah, the books that teach children how to do blowjobs on each other. Underage children. literally how to do blowjobs on each other. Yeah, I wonder why that book might be banned. Yeah, oh, that's my favorite, Calbeck, that is my favorite fucking response. They're gonna put gays in death camps. Where did you hear that? Isn't it obvious? No, it's not. Where? That was that whole thing when Very was still darkening the doors of Kree's Discord, right? For anyone that doesn't know, Very was the very mentally unwell individual that was on Kree's Discord. I was talking about the Democrats, or sorry, the Republicans are in Indiana are doing total troon death. And I was like, based. But also, where do you see that? Where? And they started, like, they gave me a website link. I remember going to that website link, and you're reading all this stuff about, like, child predators and shit like that. And I was like, Very? How in the fuck are you getting total troon death out of this? Granted, I would say based, but again, I don't have any, I don't hold any stock in an entire mental illness that was invented by a child toucher. So, you know. One that doesn't naturally exist. It's not like dementia or Alzheimer's, where it's a naturally occurring mental illness. It's one that you have to be groomed into. Yeah, and it's literally an invented illness. Yeah, it was just fucking wild. It's because, again, they don't actually know what they're talking about. Yeah, isn't it obvious tends to be the giant red flag for any conspiracy theory, because if it's obvious, you can explain it, and they don't. Isn't it obvious is a demand for you to accept it on faith? Yeah. Granted, I've used the term "isn't it obvious" before as well. Like, I'm totally guilty of that. But I'll also follow it up immediately afterwards by pointing out the evidence. Like, how do you not see the connection here? My isn't it obvious is more like here's the fucking, like, isn't it obvious that he killed her? Well, if it was obvious, you'd be able to explain it. Okay, Chuckle, that's what, here we go, let's go. The fact that he's holding the gun, the fact that the gun is smoking, the fact that he's got gunpowder burns on his fucking hands because he's holding it like a dumbass, the fact that he was literally on tape saying, I'm gonna fucking kill you, and we see him shoot something in the back. I wonder if he did it. Yeah. Been noticing more homosexuals and lesbians distance themselves from LGBT, precisely because of its associations with PDF talking points. Yeah, because that's what it is. TQ Plus is a methodology to normalize deviant behavior, specifically normalize the idea that being sexually attracted to children is natural. That's what TQ Plus is for. That's what it's about. It's fucking wild. It's just that it's like that Freedom Tune skit from yesterday where Trump is just talking about economics, but the anonymous source is hearing Trump talk about camps and stuff. Yeah, it really is. Man, that was that whole thing. Like, that was the whole thing of, like, what was it? It was the bingo question. Hang on, wait a second. No, this is a video I genuinely want to show you guys. Genuinely want to show you. Hold on. Nope. Here. I'll do a lighthearted video afterwards. Where is it? Do I have it still? Yep, here it is. Alright. So, this is a video that obviously a lot of, Oh. You skipped me, you son of a bitch. There we go. Alright. Here we go. This is a video that a lot of left doesn't want to talk about, and for good reason. And you'll even have one of those crazy leftists here trying to stop him from talking about this.
There is a long correlation between anarchism and pedophilia, and support for pedophilia.
Can we talk something relevant, please? Again, the leftists trying to shut down the talk immediately. No, who cares? I don't care if anarchy and pedophilia are one-on-one. Like, no, let's talk about something else. No, he's going to go into it. This is the one. If you've never seen this is Queer Theory Jeopardy. And, yeah, this is pretty fucking damning. I will... Oh, you can't hear it. What? Oh, hang on. I'll, ramp it up more. Okay, let's go.
Oh, wait. That's a beautiful line. Thank you so much for asking. How about something relevant? I've been talking about rape culture all day, and pedophilia and the support of pedophilia is not rape culture. Actually, it seems you're acting like this is a spurious connection. So we're going to play Jeopardy. This is...
Oh, boy. Yeah, I mean... Again, this is my favorite part about when the left tries to talk about something. They try to do, it's trivial, right? Triviality fallacy, or like unrelated. Oh, why are you going off something else, right? Oh, this is a bit of an older video. When was this video? When was this one particularly posted? This one was 2 years ago, but it comes from somewhere else, right? Yeah. So it's a little bit of an older video. But here we go. Oh no! They're in the it's happening. We've already passed the it's happening phase. We're in the it's good phase already.
We're gonna play queer theory. We're gonna play queer theory pedophilia Jeopardy. Okay. Answer. Commonly called the godfather of queer theory. Who is Foucault?
I got it.
Okay. 100 points. Foucault. Another way to ask this is, who argued? No, I guess the answer would be argued for the eradication of age of consent laws, as in down to infants.
Who is Foucault?
Yeah, there you go. Remember, the people that want to get rid of age of consent laws, and remember, this was, as he said, down to infants, that babies could consent sexually. Holy shit. Fucking wild.
Thank you.
Okay, next one. The author of the founding document of queer theory. Who is Gail Rubin? What percentage? No, the answer is 50%. Question is?
The amount in that article that was a defense of pedophilia, specifically, quote, boy lovers, so men who fuck boys.
Oh.
Damn! Like again, his answer was, the amount was 50%. And then his student responded with, the amount of that document of queer theory that was in defense of men sleeping with little boys. Alright? Oh, yeah. We're again. This is definitely gonna be a spicy one, guys.
And since you're not believing me, quote, this is in the founding document of queer theory. Like communists and homosexuals in the 1950s, boy lovers are so stigmatized that it is difficult to find defenders of their civil liberties, let alone for their erotic orientation. That's in the founding document of queer theory.
Yeah. So yeah. So in case you didn't hear that, or you needed to go again, this is the founding document of queer theory, right? This is the one that they always reference and they come back to.
Section of the 1950s, boy lovers are so stigmatized that it is difficult to find defenders of their civil liberties, let alone for their erotic orientation. That's in the founding document of queer theory.
Yep. Yeah. Let's just say that this is definitely one of those things that is very eye-opening when you only understand bits and pieces of it, right? When you actually start hearing the quotes directly from the documentation, when you actually start realizing who these people are. It's the same thing with, like, John Money, right? People talk about, oh, John Money, like, he helped us understand gender. It's like, no, he invented gender wholesale. Gender is fake. Gender does not exist, right? Biological sex exists. That's something that can be measured. That is scientific. Gender is, as they like to call it now in defense, it's a social construct. It's like, yeah, it was a social construct invented by a child toucher. By a man that abused children horrifically and documented it and got off to it. Like, oh, and guess what? His experiment was a failure in the end. And also the two little boys he experimented on, they killed themselves. Thank you so much, TQ+. Oh, you're a bunch of heroes. That's why they get so pissed off when you say leave children alone.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm using facts. A thousand apologies. One must never let facts in the way. Oh, and she also compared, by the way, she compared pedophilia. She compared pedophilia to a preference for spicy food. The thing is, I have never heard of anyone who has to have years of therapy because they ate hot and sour soup. Okay, so up to 200. Now it is pedophilia and queer theory for 300. That would be author of Macho Sluts. Author of Macho Sluts and Public Sex. Pat Califia.
Yep.
Wait. What was it somebody said? Stay relevant.
Yep, stay relevant, bitch.
Okay, let's talk about Pat Califia.
Because he can't respond. Fucking transphobe.
Because he can, because he's a transphobe. Again, I don't fear them. They disgust me. There's a difference.
Okay, here's something from one of Pat Califia's books. You know, it's really interesting. It's really interesting that when I actually start talking about the relationship between queer theory and anarchism and pedophilia, that it becomes, they really want to shut me up now.
Sure do.
Okay, so here's Pat Califia. Pat Califia. Oh, wait, just a second. I was accused of homophobia because I'm against pedophilia. Who is it who actually makes the connections between that?
Yeah, exactly. Again, homosexuals do not equate to pedophiles. However, the moment you start talking about pedophilia, who are the group? What does the left immediately do? You hate homosexuals. Why do you connect pedophilia and homosexuality? Why? It's the whole thing of like, oh, orcs are black people. It's like, no normal, rational person thinks that. But a leftist would, because leftists at their heart are inherently racist, sexist, and homophobic. Just in their heart. That's just what they believe.
Okay, here's something by Pat Califia. Pat Califia has written, any child old enough to decide whether or not she or he wants to eat spinach, play with trucks, or wear shoes is old enough to decide whether or not she wants to run around naked in the sun, masturbate, sit in someone's lap, or engage in sexual activity, by which she does not mean play doctor, she means with adults. And she's very clear about that because she also says that pedophiles should be more and not less invested in children's lives. Okay, so...
Yeah. Woofda. But that's why they project onto everyone else the qualities of racism, sexism, and homophobia. Exactly. Because they at themselves, it's projection. It's why, again, it's why Democrat Party and their voters project fascism onto everything. Because they are inherently fascistic. It's just who they are. And they have to project that because they know that people are scared of the scary F word, right? People are scared of the Nazi word. So, you know, we're going to project that on everyone. That's why it was so funny. There was a great comic that showcased this where it was the Democrat donkey who is in an abusive relationship with the women in his life and everything, right? He beats them constantly. But he was talking about, like, Trump was at Madison Square Garden. And that's on the anniversary of a Nazi rally in Madison Square Garden. We should destroy him now. And then a KKK member who's got a Democrat tag on, because remember, the Democrats made the KKK, right? This Democrat member in a KKK hood says, but sir, our party was the one at that Nazi rally. It's like, and it's fucking true. It was. It's just fucking wild. It goes back even further than John Money. Look into some of the shit that Frankfurt School said. Oh, no. Not just that. They remember Now, originally I had gotten it mixed up because I thought he was a member of the Nazi Party. No, the Nazis depersoned him. That doesn't mean he was a good person to begin with. But they depersoned him, and the Nazis are genuinely a bunch of shitbag scum, a bunch of scum suckers, right? But he was, what was his name? Magnus Hirschfeld? What was his fucking name? Hold on. I have it saved away, specifically because of this. Where is it? Because I made sure I pinned this message specifically because of this. Yep, Magnus Hirschfeld. I was correct. Okay, I wanted to make sure. He was a German that invented the entire concept of transsexuality. And he was also a child toucher. He was a scumbag piece of shit. So, yeah. Or, granted, he wasn't transsexuality, his was transvestite. He invented that wholesale, out of nowhere. Oh, again, we can get into the whole idea of compromise has always been a terrible thing. Like, you can compromise on some things. Like, what restaurant do you want to go eat at? You can compromise, right? But when it comes to, like, I don't think that we should be touching children inappropriately, and the Democrats say, oh no, you're being a bigot. Meet us halfway, we'll compromise. No, that's something you don't compromise on. Compromise is not a be-all, end-all fix for everything. There are some things you have to stand on principle, right? Yeah, exactly. Well, and again, that's the other thing. Goose-stepping Nazi is a weird term to me, because the Nazis only did it at 2 rallies? I want to say 2 rallies. But the ones that were really goose-stepping were the communists. So, what is goose-stepping? Why would you do it? Goose-stepping is a methodology of extreme discipline in soldiers and troops, right? It is a method of march where if you're out of sync, even slightly, it causes huge problems. Right? When you're goose-stepping, it causes massive problems if anyone's out of sync. The Germans got rid of it early. I want to say, like I said, I wanted to say they did it at 2 of their rallies, and then they stopped doing it. But the Soviets, they did it at every single rally they've ever done. It was a big thing for them. Until the idea of it being a negative, the goose-stepping Nazi terminology came out, and then suddenly the Soviets stopped doing it. Again, it's just weird that it's another thing that the Soviets did that gets associated with the Nazi Party. And again, I want to make it clear. The Nazis were terrible fucking people. That does not make the communists suddenly good people because they opposed them. And remember, they didn't oppose them at first. They were friends because Nazism and communism and fascism are all part of the same coin. They are one of the 3 heads of the Hydra that is socialism. Right? Socialism will devolve, by necessity, it will decay into communism, fascism, or Nazism. One of those 3. It has to. When you get that authoritarian, when you get that much of a welfare state, and everyone becomes beholden to the governance itself, it will collapse into one of the 3 totalitarian extremes.
We're at 300. 400 is the most famous queer theorist of today. Answer. No, it is not Judith Butler. It's who is Judith Butler?
You didn't answer correctly in the Jeopardy style.
Okay, Judith Butler is the most famous queer theorist of the day.
We see you, all of you supporters here, who do not care about trans people's lives. Every person here supports
Do you hear what the left is doing already?
Okay. Here's a great quote from Judith Butler.
Are you supporting him?
Okay, so Judith Butler wrote, so I keep adding this qualification. When incest is a violation, suggesting I think there may be occasions in which it's not. Why would I talk that way? Well, I do think that there are probably forms of incest that are not necessarily traumatic, and which gain their traumatic character by virtue of the conscience of social stain that they produce.
Yep.
Yeah, that's Judith Butler. That's one of the queer heroes. Okay, now we have For 500, we have the last one in the queer theory and pedophilia. The answer is queer theorist who has spoken out strongly against pedophilia.
Zero. Who is no one?
Who is no one? Not a single one. Because the entire thing is based on transgressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Dear fucking God.
Again.
The following is a
Oh shit! Well, now you're going into it. You get to see one of my things. I wanted to see. This is one of the kobold things I had backed, and they were gonna turn it into an animated series, but it didn't get enough, I think, to make an animated series. So they turned it into an audio series instead, which is still fun. It's still funny, man. Shame on you. Yeah, right. I know. Again, it's fucking wild. And like Kalbeck said, again, when they had nothing, they had no way to get around it, they just devolved into hurling insults and thinly veiled threats. That's all it was. Again, that's that whole thing. We see you. We know each and every one of your faces. That's a threat. Because they want to attack you. They want you dead. That's their entire ideology. That's their entire philosophy. And remember that this has gone on for a long time. This has been deep rooted. This is the whole uncovered documentation that the CIA was running a satanic pedophile cult. Like, this has been going on for a long time. And when I say running, I don't mean like to catch it or entrap anybody or do anything. No. They thought they could get special powers if they did it. I shit you fucking not. What were they known as? Like the Keepers? What was that fucking shit? Like that got, let's see. Keepers, CIA, pedophilia. I'm trying to remember what they were called. The Finder, is it the Finders? Okay, hold on. Yeah, we're an international community and cult founded in Washington, D.C. in the early 1970s. By former United States Air Force Master Sergeant Marion. Yeah. And, yeah, it's in the FBI vaults. You can actually go to the FBI's website and look into it, and it is fucking wild. No, not immortality, just powers. They thought it would make them stronger. It's why a lot of, they do a lot of creepy shit like that. Well, it wasn't just the Air Force. That's just more of the more acceptable, one, then the entire CIA is complicit in running a child sex ring, right? Like, directly implicit in it. Like, actually had knowledge of it and was helping to have it function. Yeah, the FBI released a 324-page file on the Finders Commune, subject of a 1987 investigation and 1993 conspiracy theory. Oh... It's fucking wild. Yeah, the CIA also tried to find the spirit world or such just to see if they can use it to spy on the USSR. Again, there's more harmless stuff, right? There's stuff like the men who stare at goats, which was supposed to be like men who could had psychic capabilities and they could manipulate things. They were supposed to be to fight the USSR. It's the whole thing like modern art. We've talked about it before. Modern art is dog shit. Anybody with any taste or, a functioning brain knows that modern art is shit. It's just terrible. It is genuinely worthless art. But it was propped up by the CIA because it was art for art's sake. That was the kind of like tagline of what modern art. Oh, it's just art for art's sake. We're not doing it to capture the beauty of anything. It's just art for art's sake. Okay? That's why we do it. And it's something that the Soviet Union could never do. Hence why they then started propping up all these modern artists and making them rich and famous and made them more money in their lifetime than when they died. Right? This is the fucking wildest thing, right? There's a truthism that art becomes more valuable when the artist dies. Because now it's a rarity. When an artist is still alive, they can make more art. So by this weird mental trap that people fall into, because an artist is still alive, and they can make more art, their art is inherently less valuable because there might be more of it. They might redo that painting. They might have another case study of an old painting that they did. But the moment that the artist dies, there can be no more art. Immediately, everything now is a rarity. There's a limited number of them in supply. Modern art is on the flip side, where you cannot tell modern art apart from just people smearing shit on a wall. Like, you literally can't tell modern art apart, like a modern artist's work apart from a crackhead. So what the CIA did was they set up a bunch of dummy corporations and fronts and magazines to promote modern art, and then they intentionally inflated the worth of modern art at different art auctions to make it look like modern art was super valuable and in the know, in vogue. Right? Like, it's fucking wild. Genuinely wild. Like, this is the kind of stuff that that they would use to try to make it appear to the outside world that there's an actual genuine interest in modern art. And we're still suffering we're suffering the consequences of it today. But thankfully, most people are waking up to the fact that modern art is absolute fucking piss water. And doesn't, there's no inherent value to it whatsoever. Art snobs got psyoped, yep. They did, 1,000%. Like, I understand. It's the thing I was talking about way earlier in the stream. Like, the most annoying form of arrogance is arrogance that's well-earned. And I think art snobbery and wine snobbery, originally for art, wine snobbery still exists, and it's still, and what makes it so annoying is because it's accurate and true. But art snobbery used to be about, like, studying the Dutch masters and understanding what composition did, what stroke methodology they were doing and everything. Started understanding, like, why people made certain choices in the way they made art. And for people that were outside looking in, it felt very arrogant, standoffish, and elitist. And to be fair, they wanted to keep that reputation because it was an exclusive club. But there was nothing worse about it than the fact that, no, they were right. You can actually see genuine good paintings, right? You can actually, there's actually objective good paintings. Like, really high quality paintings. The fucking mural on the Sistine Chapel is, like, I would be hard pressed for anybody to say that, oh, that's shit. It fucking is it? How? How is that shit? We live in a world where Freddy vs. Jason is a better written than a Tolkien series. Yeah, I'm glad you put Tolkien in air quotes, because clearly it is not Tolkien related at all. Yeah, so wine snobbery is another thing that a lot of people don't like and they don't understand, because they don't understand how the taste testing works. And this is the whole thing of, like, people like Adam Ruins Everything, where he fucked up and he miscredited professionals. Like, they took white wine and red wine and they put it in unmarked bottles and they had them blindfolded and taste tested it, and the professionals couldn't tell the difference between the two wines. They didn't know which one was a red wine and which one was white wine. Well, if you actually read the fucking article, fucking Adam Conover, Mr. Smarter Than Everyone Else, if you had actually read the fucking article, they weren't professionals. They were students. Students that were trying to learn how to become sommeliers. Again, it helped too. I knew something was wrong in that episode, like, right out of the gate, because I had watched the documentaries about the actual, like, master sommeliers and everything, where they are legitimately, like, they will put 6 reds and 6 whites in front of you. And you, with nothing else, there's nothing else on the table, they are put in identical glasses, there are no bottles in sight, you get nothing. You have 6 reds and 6 whites, and you must correctly identify every single vintage and location and region that they are made in. And if you get a single one wrong, you fail. You have to correctly know every single one by taste, by smell, by sight. of the wine itself, and only of the wine itself. And it was brutal. There was a couple guys in there, like, I was devastated when they didn't make it, because they had been studying for ages, right? Like, and you see how they study. Like, they study to where they need to know the grape varietals, they need to know the region, they need to know what the region is famous for, they need to know what soil composition is in the region, everything. Because that will be asked on the test. When they get the wine, when they get their bottles, their blind bottles, blind glasses of wine, they actually have to know all of this. The region, the vineyard, the winery, and what soil it's in, why it was made, what they used in it, what flavors have been added to it. They have to get all of it correct. So, like, that is a level of, like, specific professionalism that is wild. Yeah, again, it all has an impact on the wine itself. For anybody that has only drank wine casually, or doesn't have, like, different bottles of really high quality wines on hand from different regions, they won't understand. They don't get the idea that small little things change the flavor dramatically. And it's how you could tell if it was cold the year that it was harvested or not. Yeah, wine moms give wine a bad name. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. But again, it's that whole thing too of, like, but you as an individual also shouldn't be directly influenced by it, right? The master sommelier will give you their recommendation, and they know what they're talking about. That is their exact professional. Like, that is their professional opinion. They know exactly that this flavor has this, and that in it. And they know, therefore, with these flavor profiles, it will fit with this meal. That is their job. That is what they know. That doesn't mean that you're not allowed to enjoy your, $5 box wine. You can. If that's what you want, if that's what you like, enjoy it. But don't pretend, therefore, that because you have a $5 box wine, you're some master educated, some master professional that knows about wine. What did I say instead of grapevine? Uh-oh. Because I said varietal. Varietal is the actual term. What else did I say, Eldritch? I'm worried. Where did I fumble fuck? They must know how many people pissed on the grape tree before the grapes ripen. Well, they'll be able to know if it has ammonia and stuff in it. Absolutely. And also, it's not a tree. It's a vine. We actually have a grapevine in that horrific hedge. I've gotten most of the hedge taken care of now, but oh my god. There's still, like, a lot of hedge to go. Oh, you meant to tag Sir Reginald. I was like, oh no. Oh, okay, yeah, see, I corrected him in the same way too. Alright, fair enough. Alright. Understandable. Have a nice day. Yeah, it's fucking wild. Absolutely wild. Ah, yes, I see. I see. Man, I have so many. Man, if you ever looked at my liked videos thing, it is like wildly schizophrenic. Holy shit. All right, hang on. I want you guys to see my liked videos list, okay? I'm talking about how fucking schizophrenic this shit is. All right, so here we go. Like Bastille Pompeii, pretty fucking good. Mini Music Man, Crazy La Paint, the Markiplier outro from 2015, which is still a fucking banger. Forever Winter, Last Goodbye Cinematic Edit, How to Play Bloodborne on PC with Shad PS4 Emulator, Mozart, Dies Irae, Requiem, which is the epic version. Again, this is the one I posted specifically about. This is what I would say if there was a song that it was associated with, like, Meraxis, this would be the song. I just realized I don't have Lay Friction World on Fire on this list. What the fuck? Because that's the one I would associate most closely with Quartersoth. Good Lord, was democracy ever good in any form? No. But the old adage is democracy is the worst form of government, except for all the other forms of government. Yeah, and then the History Buffs the Terror episode. Oh my god, I would love to watch that. We should watch that sometime on stream. I've already seen it before. And again, obviously, it's on my liked videos list. But we should absolutely watch that. Because I want to talk about it in connection to a campaign setting I wanted to write. But Legends of Evangelist is already done, which is called Icebound. Holy shit, is it so fucking good. And then here's an in-game build for Once Human. There's some ASMR of the Barbershop. Here's the Queer Theory Jeopardy we just watched. The play. 99 from Mob Choir. And 1 from Mob Choir. Both of them absolute fucking bangers of songs. Holy shit. Yeah, that's why you need to have a constitutionalized republic. Or a federation instead of having a democracy. Yeah, 99 and 1. These two songs are both fucking bangers. If you've never watched Mob Psycho 100, you're doing yourself a disservice. Because Mob Psycho 100, the anime is incredibly faithful to the manga. But the music for it, the music for Mob Psycho 100's anime, its openings, they're on a whole other level. They are some of the best anime opening musics I've ever seen. And the original one was 99, okay? That's season 1. And it literally counts up from 1 to 99. It's really fucking good. Then season 2 is 99.9, which again, it's not bad. But I like 99 and 1 better. And then the final seasons, which is season 3, is 1. And oh my god, not only are all 3 songs incredibly thematic to what the anime is actually about, but they are just fucking bangers all throughout. Holy shit, they are good. Decide whether to try something new or go with something safe. I'd say, well, it depends on how much is something new, or do you already own the something new? Because then I would try it. No, I'm not going to, Joseph. Absolutely not. Yeah, but again, that's the name of the mangaka, the actual writer and artist. Well, artist, massive air quotes, he's gotten better. But there's a manga artist that actually works directly with him, but he originally made web cartoons. That's where Mob Psycho 100 and One Punch Man come from. Yeah, he does that stuff quite wildly. Like, he is a really talented writer. Like, holy shit. He is incredibly talented. I kind of want to show you guys the openings for it. You know what? I will risk it. We will have to obviously pause for copyrightisms quite a lot, right? But I'm going to fucking risk it. We will obviously be pausing for copytisms quite a lot and talking about it, but conveniently, there's a lot to talk about here, because there's a shit ton of references in the actual opening, just constantly. Who's worse, Fextra Life or Fandom Wiki? Fextra Life easily, because they actually go out of the way to try to destroy other wikis. Okay. Again, we are going to talk about this. We're going to go through this because this is genuinely interesting. Like, you already have references all throughout here, right? You've got Mob, you've got Reagan, and you've got his brother Risu, and I can't remember her name. She's the photographer girl. It's not Tsubomi. It's the photographer girl. You can tell by her hairstyle. You know, Tsubomi is much more kept together. Photographer girl is more of a tomboy. But I can't remember her fucking name. And then this one, it's too vague. I want to say it's Dimple, but it's too vague. So I'm unsure. I don't want to commit to that one being Dimple. Yes. Yes, she is the cult member. It's literally, she's the cult member.
If everyone is not special, maybe you can't be what you want to be.
Okay, already. The very start of it. If everyone is not special, maybe you can be what you want to be. That is very important. Those are like arc words, right? Those are arc words for the entire series. The entire point of Mob Psycho 100 are these people that have psychic powers, and they think therefore it makes them the main character. They think they're the most special in the entire world. Mob comes along and he is the single most powerful psychic in the entire universe. He is way overpowered, right? And the entire point is that Mob doesn't think he's special. And that's what makes him special. Because if everyone's not special, then it means there's no special burden on you. You have nothing that holds you back. Because you're not special, it means you're not held up on a pedestal. You don't have to be anything that you don't want to be. You can be whatever you want. You have choice. You have agency. You have control of your life. You aren't preordained or predestined to do anything. You have the power to make changes in your life and be better than what you are. There's a reason Mob Psycho 100 is probably my favorite, or one of my favorite animes of all time. Like, the methodology is fucking great. And same, yeah, that's what gets said later on when it gets inverted. If everyone is special, then nobody is special. What will the world do if he decides to go berserk? I love that Mob spends more time thinking about the consequences of his actions than most real-life people. Yep. Again, just the opening lines of this opening. Just the opening lines already. We've already got incredible depth to it. And it already fits the entire overarching theme of the entire series in just the opening line.
If everyone is not special, maybe you can't be what you want to be.
God, it's so fucking good. It's so fucking good. God, I can't. Again, anybody that's actually watched Mob Psycho 100, you know that feeling, right? Or you've read it. Either or, it doesn't matter. If you've read it or you've watched it, you know exactly that feeling. It's that perfect point where everything comes together, and it's just like, it's that chef's kiss moment, right? I wonder, do they have They don't have it, fuck. I wanted to do the ones that showed all the stuff. You know what, I'm gonna go grab one that has the actual, like, English subtitles. No, I need the actual opening with the English subtitles on it. Oh, here we go. Okay. This one sounds a lot louder too, so I'm gonna turn it down a bit.
If everyone is not special, maybe you can't be what you want to be. Så länge något är något kan du dala.
Also, again, that is incredibly important. So the entire thing, this entire idea of eyes and everything, right? Hang on, I had to re-click back on it so I could go back. So the entire thing, we opened with eyes, right? Let me mute it real quick. So we open with eyes, and then we go through the city, and we're going through the city, and the city is now looking up. And when you look up from the city, you see the city is outlined like an eyeball. And then you see the moon above. And what do we see? We see Mob descending from above. And as he descends into the world, everything changes. All of the color drains from the world and it changes color, and Mob gains the color instead. Fucking already. Holy shit. God, fuck, this is my fucking tism right here. This is my tism.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
There she is again. Reporter girl. Again, I wish I could remember her name. I can't remember her name beyond Reporter Girl. I can't remember her name beyond that she's one of the founding members of the cult. Oh, fuck. Again, it's all these references are so fucking good. Also, probably I want to say I can't think of anything else beyond it, but the single most important characters, even though they don't get much screen time in comparison, the single most important characters in the entire universe of Mob Psycho 100, the Body Improvement Club. They are, without a doubt, the most important characters in the whole universe. I'd throw Reigen Arataka in with that as well, honestly. You know, I'd put him like they're tied with each other. And for anyone that doesn't know, One, who is the writer and creator of Mob Psycho 100 and One Punch Man, in real life, he went to a gym, and he was intimidated at first because there were a lot of gym bros there, right? A lot of big, beefy guys, a lot of guys that they knew what they were doing, and One is more like Mob. He was awkward and gangly, he wasn't really fit, he didn't know what he was doing. And the gym bros, they all flocked around him. They realized he was an outsider. But you know what they did? They didn't discourage him. They encouraged him. They cheered him on. Oh God, I'm getting emotional just from thinking about it. They actually told him to keep fighting. Keep pushing himself. And so, One has now stated that those guys that he just randomly met at the gym are some of his best friends in real life now. Because they motivate him. They motivate him to be better. God damn it. Oh, fuck. I'm having a moment. I'm having a moment thinking about it. Jesus Christ. Some actual fucking positivity. Some actual fucking encouragement. Some people who are already further along in the journey in life telling you that you can get here. You just have to try. Fuck, I love the Body Improvement Club. I fucking love the Body Improvement Club. Hold on a second. I'm going to shrink myself lower so you guys can see more of this stuff. I'm a little tiny over here in the corner. Yeah, I absolutely love the Body Improvement Club. It's so fucking good. So again, you seem to be searching for yourself. More very important words. Very, very important words in the entire series. Because the entire point of Mob Psycho 100 is discovering who you truly are. And that you are not your powers. Your powers do not define who you are. They do not dictate your actions. They don't do anything about it, right? It is you. It is what you decide to do. You're the one that's in control of your life. Not your powers, not your special capabilities, not some pedigree. You. You are the one in charge of your fate and your destiny. Fucking love Dimple. That's another one. It's funny to watch so many people do reactions to this opening, and they think that they're talking about they're already like a 70s. Like, what? We're already up to 70. It's like, no, that's English. Unfortunately, that's the accent getting in the way. Eldritch Dragoon says, you guys need to do a stag sometime talking about your favorite opens to movies, anime, TV, games, and so on. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, nothing toxic about that, exactly. It's genuinely, like, the Body Improvement Club are truly inspiring. They really are. Anyways, it says, your youthful days splash up towards the sky. And this is Reagan Arataka doing one of his famous exorcism techniques of salt splash. But yeah. So this is the whole this whole thing, and this is the introduction into Claw and everything. This is what I'm talking about. This is the opposite side of the coin. These are the ones where Claw exists because they all think of themselves as special. They are special. They are the main characters. They are the heroes of the story. They are the most powerful. They are the ones that deserve to be in charge. Right? That's the other delusion of it. Whereas what the Body Improvement Club and Reagan Arataka are actually teaching, even though Reagan Arataka is a con man, they're teaching Mob how to be an actual human being. And that you are more than your capabilities. You are whoever you think you are. You must become who you think you are. It takes work. It takes effort. It takes drive. It's not just handed to you. You aren't the main character of everything. You're the main character of your life, but you are not the main character of life itself.
For everyone is not special, maybe you can be what you want to be. Look or be, come ask me, the kind of your life is your one.
What? That? These subtitles are wrong. I know, because I know this one by heart. Your life is your own, okay? And it's okay to run away, are the two lines. Like, your life is your own, okay? Again, so you are responsible, you are in charge of your own life. And then it's okay to run away, which are the wise words of Reagan Arataka. You don't have to stand and fight. There are some battles that are not worth it. You must be smart. You have to pick your battles. And it is okay to run away. It is okay to rely on others. That's fine. You shouldn't make a habit of it, but it is fine to do. Nobody is perfect. Again, that's fucking incorrect. And again, it's okay to run away is what the actual translation is. I'm so disappointed that the translations here are fucked. It still fits. This translation still fits, but I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed now. '92, '93, '94, '95, '96, '97, '98, '99. It's so fucking good. It's so fucking good. God, I love this opening so much. It's so fucking good. God. You guys need to do a stag on Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. Strap Kree and Pagan to a chair, Clockwork Orange style. I absolutely would. Because standalone complex has one of my favorite villains. Hang on, let me show you like the iconic thing of the villain. Well, villain with air quotes. It's more like the antagonist, right? Where is it? Where is it? I want to get it. Oh man, does nobody have it? I need the actual GIF version of it. Laughing Man. I'm talking about the Laughing Man. Laughing Man is like, oh my god. Mwah. Absolute fucking peak. Do you actually have it? You do. Can I full screen this? I can't full screen it. Alright. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this is the Laughing Man's logo, okay? And it is a quote. I thought what I'd do was I'd pretend I was one of those deaf mutes. This is the logo that gets used for the Laughing Man. He uses it to conceal his face and all of the media and everything. He uses it to, yeah, J.D. Salinger, thank you, Catcher in the Rye. He uses it specifically for his entire philosophy of life. Like, I don't know how spoilery I want to get with this, but the Laughing Man is genuinely what I think one of the best anime antagonists there is. Like, it is genuinely incredible. Yeah, take care, some nobody. Appreciate you coming out, man. Yeah, absolutely incredible villain. Oh, well, again, I keep saying villain because he does do some villainous stuff a little bit. But, yeah. No one can see his face because he instantly hacks people's, like, eyeballs and shit like that so that they can't see him. All the security cameras, everything, all of it's hacked. Whenever he shows up, nobody can see what he looks like because this logo is covering his face at all times. It's his sensor bar. And he is a fantastic... Again, he does villainous things. I guess it's okay to call him a villain. But honestly, more of his reason why he did it and why he did it, he's more of an antagonist, really. But he does do villainous things. So, you know, fair enough. I guess I will call him a villain. But he is so fucking good as a villain. Holy shit. Yep. I don't know. See, I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know if I can only call him an antagonist now thinking about what he did. Again, he held up people at gunpoint. Like, he actually kidnapped somebody. He's a bit more than just the antagonist. He is definitely the driving force of the plot, for sure, though. And remember, he hacks into people's brains and makes them do things. Like the, what was it? Was it the chief of police or was it the commissioner? I forget who he hacked into. He hacked into their brain during, like, a press conference and made them give a threat. Okay, I mean, that's fair. That's fair. But again, I was specifically talking about that incident. I was specifically referencing that incident as, like, that's a bit villainous. I guess he could be, it could be argued his methodology and his philosophy makes him more of an anti-hero, actually. I guess that'd be more accurate, right? Because he does have a noble idea and intention in mind. It's just that he goes about it in what wouldn't be considered heroic fashion. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I'll take it back to antagonist. I agree with you, Threadnought. I'll take it back to he's an antagonist and he's an anti-hero instead. Because he has noble intentions and everything. He just doesn't. He doesn't go about them in a squeaky clean way. He doesn't go about them in a traditionally heroic manner. But I just love the defense, though. The defense in and of itself is funny when you think about it. Though, okay, all right, listen. One time he kidnapped a guy and held him at gunpoint, but that was one time, and it was years ago. Damn it, he's a reformed man. He's changed. Oh my God. Oof. Again, I'm not making fun of youth right now. I'm just making fun of like the idea. Like, all right, listen. So he bombed that building. Okay, he stuck explosives in the foyer and he blew it up. All right, it killed a lot of people, but that was years ago. He's changed. Damn it. He's different. He only did it the one time. Oh. It is a sign of a young man to die nobly for a cause he believes in. It is the mark of an older man to live humbly for one. Yeah. Yeah, I got what you're going for. I fixed it for you. But yeah, no, I just find it funny. Like I said, I'm not making fun of you or anything like that. I just find that is an amusing way to look at it. And it's like, you know what, in the story context, it actually does work. Because you realize the guy he kidnapped and held at gunpoint was genuinely a piece of shit. But yeah, no, it is funny though to think about. Because in my context of what I use for like blowing up the building and be like, he blew up a cartel building, right? Like a building full of drug dealers and shit like that. But he only did it the one time. A lot of people got hurt, but they were all drug dealers, so it's fine. Oh God. Anyways, chat. Like I actually liked today. Today was a lot of fun. It was pretty spicy. I probably might get in trouble for that, but it was a lot of fun. It really was. Yeah. I want to say thank you all so much for tuning in. It's greatly appreciated. Hope you guys take care. Have a fantastic day. Stay safe and healthy. Get fit, get ripped. Remember, be like the Body Improvement Club. You can fight for yourself. You can improve and better yourself. You don't have to be a victim. You don't have to be lesser than what you are. You can be what you want to be. You just have to work for it. So work hard. Work hard and be who you are meant to be. And thank you all very much for being here. Hopefully I will see you guys back here tomorrow. Yeah, it is. I agree with you, Threadnought. It is interesting how he embodies the message in his character, too. I absolutely agree. And so I love when the Major finally finds the Laughing Man. I genuinely do like that moment. When she figures out who it is. Yeah. Bye-bye for now, everyone. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.